Hello, hello. Okay, so we got to get back to getting into these lives again. After you know,
Well, we had one last Tuesday,
yes, I
so
know, but I'm just
what's
saying,
we
like,
didn't miss it, so it's not.
y'all, I am. I was not ready. I was like, oh, I should have started the countdown. It's all right. I'll start it. They'll be fine.
The funny
Well,
part
mm,
is you went over there and hit or like put your mouse over the
yeah,
button that said 30 seconds when you had like 40 seconds to go.
yeah.
And then you just sat there and watched the little ticker go down to 20 and go, oh crap.
I was
Like
watching my show.
you went from ahead to behind.
Yes. Yes.
It happens.
Hi, Brother Troy. I read that and I was like, my goodness, he's talking like Corbin. And the only reason he says that is because anytime he thinks he's the boss, because we watch Boss Baby, he has to say the goo goo gaga. I don't know, that's just in his head. He thinks he's the boss, he's gonna say goo goo gaga because we watch um Boss Baby.
That's
Hi,
that's
Maribel.
his version of saying I'm the boss.
Yeah, that's his version of saying he's the boss. There is brother Chris right there. Hi, Chris, Texas Raider. There is Peter. Hello, Peter. Old Man King Homestead. Let's see. He says he'll be listening but won't be in chat for a while. That is just fine. There's Lori from Lori's Prepping for Heaven. Hello, hello. Welcome in. There is Brother Jeff, Rule 2 IC. Hello, hello. I need to catch up on your videos because you also attended something this last weekend. Bug out weekend is
Hmm.
what he
And I
attended.
didn't get to
And
go.
he didn't get to go. He didn't get to go. So I need to catch up on your
I ain't
videos.
happy about it.
No, he was like that he would have loved to go there. I was expecting a premiere that with that intro. Hi, Troy, Adventure America. Hello, hello. There's Teresa Jukowitz. Hello, hello. There is Tina at Rainy Ridge. Hello, hello. There is Judy. Hello, Judy. Everybody saying hi to each other and exactly smash that like button for us. That'd be awesome. There is Bowen. Hello, Bowen. How are you? There is Tom and Rhonda. Hello, hello, guys. There is Sean. Let's trade paint. Hello, Sean. I am so happy that y'all guys are, and ladies. I say guys first. I always say that. Like, hey, guys. You know? Um, hey, friend, I'm on my phone. Let's see. But yeah, thank y'all for coming in and spending some hours with us. I say hours because Tuesday, you already know Tuesday lasts from 8 o'clock to whenever. Yeah, you have a full house. Yeah, we do. And I am so surprised to see 18 people already watching. We met some new friends this weekend,
Hmm.
and y'all know at meetups you meet the friends slash family members that we get to see on on screen, and they join us on panels sometimes, and some of those
Mostly in the chat.
mostly in chat. That's fine, but you get to see those people. And
In
then
person,
um we met, what was it, the Wilkersons, is the Wilkerson
Williamson.
Williamsons. That's what it is, the Williamsons. And
Never from Mississippi.
they were from Alabama.
Oh, okay.
They were from
That's
Alabama.
right. Yeah.
And we only chatted for that much, y'all, but
Yeah, but he seemed pretty chill.
they are just the greatest couple. So I went and watched some of their videos. Um
To
and
verify
yeah,
that they're pretty chill.
that they're pretty chill, you know, and that was their first meetup. And everybody knows when they first come to a meetup, it's kind of like,
Although, hold on. it was their first meetup,
It was,
but
but they were
it wasn't like they didn't know anybody because they knew Three Mississippi,
yeah, from watching them
and
online.
they didn't know him like personally.
No, no,
So
no,
that
no. They
they kind of
watched.
knew
Yes,
people.
yes,
They
they kind of knew people.
almost kind of sort of knew
Hmm.
people. Okay.
But it was so wonderful to just chit chat with them, and get to know them. And then we met T&T Homesteading.
Sure.
Terry. Yes, you obviously know that name because
It's easy to
it's his
remember.
boss's name. So whatever. But pretty chill guy. His wife was nice,
I
and
didn't meet his wife.
uh, I think she shook her hand. I almost guarantee she shook her hand. But he was there with
No,
his wife.
because I was talking to Terry over there
Oh,
by the
oh, okay. Maybe I
grills,
met
and then
his
he
his
met
wife.
us over there to talk about the thing.
Yeah.
I never met his wife.
Let's see. There is Paul Case. What are y'all doing? Got to finish stuff up, so listening but won't be in chat. That is fine. We appreciate you being here. Jeff, there's Fuzzy Acres and more,
No,
or
Fuzzy
Fuzzy Adventures and more. Sorry, didn't mean to screw that up. Hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. Let's see. Ryder with Slim Chance Outdoors is a new member. Look at that.
How much is our membership?
$2.99. $2.99. Yeah. And he joined the membership. So now he gets to see if I talk about
The
him
members
on the
only
members only.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, he gets to go see if I talk about him. So I got to stop that now. I'm just kidding. I need to, y'all. I need to get a new video for
Yes,
the
you do.
members
You need to
only.
quit slacking.
Yes, I'm a slacker, y'all. Everybody
Lazy.
knows that. I'm a slacker here.
I've been knowing that.
Thanks for the marble board. Hey, we are so happy that
Hey, I just took
people
it.
are excited about
Whoever
those.
got it, got it. So no thank you required.
The farm to table show. Hello, hello. Terry is a good guy. Yes, he is. Um,
And I'm gonna
so
start working on Pinecone Fest right now. I've said
okay.
that before,
Hmm. He has, y'all. Don't listen to
but
what he's saying because
I'm
he
gonna
says
do it.
something and he waits till the last minute. Everybody was surprised. Johnny was even saying, "You haven't finished with that yet." He waits. He knows there's weeks because I told him from 10 Killer. I was like, "You
10
have to
Killer.
start."
There was only 3 weeks to Mid America. Don't give me that crap. Three
Listen, he
weeks.
could have got it done in 3 weeks
Um,
and been happy.
I
I
want to
mean,
hear
he
it.
was happy with the board, but I'm just
I
saying,
want.
like,
I want to hear it.
yeah. There's
I don't.
Tony,
I don't
our
need.
cabin
I
in the
don't need that
woods.
kind of negativity in my life.
Can't stay, but saying hi. Well, welcome in. Thank you for coming and supporting. I had to renew it. I forgot. Let's see. Everybody say we have met so many people at meetups that knew us from our channel. It warms our heart or your heart to know people watch our life on YouTube. And see, I can't remember who was it that came up and was like, "You're a big channel," and I'm like, "No, I'm not a big channel," but they were saying that not in a not numbers wise, but how did they say it where people know us.
Impact.
Yes, we have impacted people's lives just by being us and how we are on our videos, how we are on our lives.
He said I can't remember who it was either, but he
Yeah.
said the numbers aren't what he was talking about.
Yeah,
It
no.
was well known.
Yeah, we were well known in the community, and that warms our heart or my heart. I don't know about you,
I have
but
no heart.
but it warms my heart knowing that I've made a difference in somebody. It's not just I've made them feel welcome into the community, because that's what I do. I share the new pages. I let people know that, hey, there's a new channel coming up. It's not about numbers for
I
me.
don't.
It's not about numbers for me. Y'all, yes, he doesn't edit or anything like that. I do all that. But he is a big part of this channel. Yes, yes, you are. That everybody knows he's big part of this channel. So it just made us happy to hear that that people know us because of us being in so many lives and sharing people and stuff. It's I don't know, it just makes a big difference. Makes our life, not our life, but it makes us happy. um let's see, let's get back into you uh saying hi. It's all good. We are on break from the main channel right now due to some issues that my friends and family members have to take. We ask for prayers. I can't give out any details. That is okay. There is Courtney RNC Acres. Hello, hello. Welcome in. There is Rhonda Dodson. Hello, Rhonda. Her husband. It amazes people on how quick he made his channel just being at Lake Ten Killer. He started it's figuring out with catfish, and he's awesome. Um, he jumped right in making knives and doing all the giveaways. Yeah,
I was talking to him at Tinker or
yeah.
Mid America.
There is Kelly Reveille
Had a
Hart.
good conversation.
Yeah. We got to talk to so many people impacted, like a sore tooth. Yes, right, right. uh I miss seeing Lila. Yes, they had one of the giveaways was from Lila. They still had something from Lila that they gave away, and I don't know who won that. um but it was like a keychain, and it had like little lip gloss and stuff like that. So it was good that they were still giving stuff away from Lila. Let's see, everybody's saying hi to each other. BNS Odyssey, hi Beth and Neil, welcome in. Y'all, we were trying to talk to everybody because it's kind of hard when not everybody's at the pavilion and they're at their own places. To get from this place and then to get to this place to hang out with everybody. We tried our best, and I missed Ace.
I didn't.
I
I
missed
didn't.
Ace.
I had a
He
conversation.
didn't. I did. I was like, I missed Ace, as she is a big supporter of Leonard Mountain Homestead. So yeah, y'all were the big reason for me to go to Oklahoma, and we enjoyed your company, Brother Troy. It was awesome to have you in our campsite and spend time with you. All
And
those
there
laughs.
he is,
Let's
figuring it
see.
out with
Yeah,
catfish.
we're hoping to get stuff back to normal by the end of the week. Well, we pray that everything works out in y'all's favor. Figuring out with catfish. Hello, hello. Bobby, and they are sharing links. Thank you so much to my moderators. I won on one of his knives. So cool and great craftsman. Yes.
They look nice.
What time did you guys get power this morning?
After one,
One.
before two.
It was like 1:59.
So
I think is
right
what
at
they
two.
said. Yeah, 1:59 in the morning. I was so angry because I was like, okay, I sleep with the AC going. Um, Even if it's cold outside, I sleep with the AC going sometimes.
Sometimes.
And not having air inside the house was like, I don't know.
A pain in the butt.
The power went off last night, y'all, at like 5:30. It was before 5:30. I called it in, or I did the app thing and reported the outage at 5:25. So 5:25 to 1:30 or 1:59
2 o'clock in the morning.
in the morning was just ridiculous. There is Avid. Hello, Avid. Troy is amazing. I will say that for sure. We got to meet Ace and heard now she got her
Heard
name.
how she got her name.
Oh, heard how she got her name. That is awesome. I wish I could have visited with her. Like I said, we were um trying to visit with all of our, our friends, and like I said, with them being so scattered everywhere, people being over here and being over there. It was like um you could only spend certain amount of time with each person. And then going back to our campsite, I seriously wish I could have been there to meet all of my YouTube friends that were there. Everybody's saying hi. I will tell you right now, I will not tent camp if there is a storm. Will not do it. Will not do it ever
Was the
again.
tent fine?
The tent was fine.
Okay then.
Didn't get wet inside. We did not flood. But y'all,
The
when
tent didn't flood. The tent didn't leak. The tent didn't fall over in the wind. What's the problem?
listen,
What the
y'all,
problem is?
listen. When I heard that whooshing coming, okay, what was supposed to be just green, just red on the radar,
Okay.
turned into red and yellow.
The color on the radar did not matter.
It scares me when I see red and yellow.
What matters is, did the tent fall down?
No, it did not fall
So
down.
it did what it was supposed
But
to do.
inside a tent,
It stood
shh,
up.
no, no.
Yes.
When a tent is doing this number, okay, because it's windy, and then you could see the lightning from inside the tent, and it's really loud thunder.
Mhm.
That scares me. So, y'all, funny story. Okay, funny story. Funny now. It wasn't funny then.
No, it
Okay,
wasn't
so
funny. You woke me up at 3 in the morning for nothing.
it wasn't just him that I
No,
woke
you woke up
up.
everybody, but
No, I did.
I'm the one that
My
cares.
mama
I
slept.
got woke up at 3 in the morning for nothing.
My mama stayed inside the tent with me, okay, with us. And um we stayed in the tent the first round of storms. Okay, we did. And it was just fine because it was just
It was
rain.
just fine the second
Okay.
time.
No,
Yes,
no. I was scared the second
but
time.
nothing happened.
No. No, it didn't. But I'm just saying I probably would have been more scared inside the tent and not in my car. So 3 3:20 in the morning, I hear this whooshing coming and the tent is moving. And I look at the radar and I said, "No, we're getting in the car. Everybody has to get up." So I get up, unzip the divider thing, and I said, "Everybody get up, get your shoes on, and get out to my car." And because we're not sitting in this tent with this storm that is coming. Okay, we didn't know how bad it was going to get. He was like that he would have stayed inside the tent. Whatever.
Yeah.
Y'all, we sat out the storm inside my
And
car,
well,
and then went back.
what, 4:15 ish?
Yeah, it was like
Something like that.
4:15, four
So maybe
twenty.
like an hour.
Yeah. And we went back to the tent, and
then as
yeah.
soon as 4:15, 4:30 rolls around,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, everybody notice that tent is still sitting there? It didn't fall over. It didn't blow away. Nothing
Y'all,
happened. So we got
I
back.
won't do it
So we
again.
got back in the tent and went back to sleep. Which means if we had stayed asleep in the first place, none of that would have happened.
My poor mama was holding the tent. No.
And nothing happened. I
Y'all,
don't understand you people.
not only did Faith was like, you almost sent me into early labor because she was like, being pregnant and trying to get off the air mattress in a quick, like I was almost boot camp. Like, okay, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. My mama was like, I almost had to go get my inhaler. So I was like, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Nothing. For absolutely nothing.
Yes, it is nice to see the community growing.
The tent
It
did not
absolutely
fall down,
is.
people.
Let's see. If you know how to tent camp in a storm, then you're good. I just couldn't.
Obviously,
Amy,
it was
maybe
staked
if
down
you
well,
hadn't
it didn't
stolen
move.
my hug, you would have gotten to meet Ace. Oh, I'm telling you, that was hilarious, Brother Troy. That was hilarious. I could see him inching in between those because Lauren and Joel got there, so he saw her and was gonna go give her a hug, and I saw him squeezing through those chairs, and I ran around, and as he was opening his arms like this, I went in between him and Lauren and gave Lauren a hug. And he goes, "I know you just didn't steal my hug from me." We laughed about it. It was hilarious. I'm right there with you, Amy. We got in our vehicle also. I just started praying. Yes, that it wouldn't. I mean, the next morning, when we got up and went to the pavilion, they were talking about how, the storm had left so many limbs down, and then there was a big old, was it oak tree?
Mm-hmm.
There was a big old oak tree that had fallen inside the, in the areas and stuff, and yeah, it was crazy. There is Old Pecan Homestead. Hello, hello. LOL, not bougie enough for you, Amy. No, no, absolutely not. There is JS Genesis. Wait, were you not getting my text updates, Amy? Oh, I was getting your text. But I was in the middle of trying to get everybody, um, out of the tent and
For no
into.
reason.
And I thought Corbin was hilarious. I thought he was gonna be so angry because we woke him up. That boy was so hilarious, just laughing and cracking us up, and it was, yeah, it was an experience. My mama went home and told my sister and told her about her adventure with us, and yeah, we stayed in our tent. Oh, see, I couldn't do it. Um, Yeah, I couldn't do it. Amy is like, somebody's watching me. It's my anxiety. 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 I'm telling you, I don't like it. It was too noisy. Couldn't do it. Um Hi sister Evelyn Newman. Hello, hello. I missed you at the meetup. Rebecca had a reason to get out of her tent. Yes. Yes. That sounds like when I was with my mom and her friend. We was at the park in 2015, and we was in a tent and it stormed like crazy. We ran into the car. Yes, that's what we did. We laugh about it now. It wasn't funny then, but I slept in a hammock camping. I wouldn't do it. Nope. Won't do it. Won't do it. Nope. Nope. Bowen's been a member for 10 months. Awesome. That is awesome. I'm so glad. There is Brian. We got up and made coffee for you guys. Y'all, they came through and were awesome for our family. Um, Made coffee, let us use uh their little kitchen thing uh to make our hamburgers, because we didn't go out and eat. We stayed and ate at the camp. Fried up some burgers and stuff, and hung out. And then during the storm, um, well, y'all stayed. The guys stayed under the little canopy when it stormed for a little bit, but we
I
were
scared
all
no
hanging.
water.
We were hanging out.
Shoot.
We were all hanging out inside Brian and Kathy's RV, or not RV, like the trailer, the travel trailer. Yeah.
Did you
So
read Old Pecan? Go back down.
hold on. Kelly has been a member for 3 months. That is awesome. That is awesome. Um, I might know where you might be able to get a camper real cheap for next year. I'm telling you right now, before the next meetup, which is for Pinecone Fest, we will be in a camper trailer. I'm telling you right now, no more tent.
The next.
Amy, just so you know, your vehicle or an RV is marginally more safe than a tent. I don't care. I couldn't hardly. Okay, listen, it's the sounds for me. Okay, I get scared of thunder and lightning, and I felt safer. To me, I felt safer in my car. I
You
could be
should look
wrong.
on the internet about that cop car that got struck by lightning,
Oh yeah, I
and
know.
tell me that it's safer in a car because it's got rubber
Yeah, did
wheels and
y'all
blah
see
blah blah blah
that?
blah. Yeah.
I don't know if y'all saw that, but a cop car got struck with lightning here in Oklahoma. I can't
Uh-huh.
remember where. Newcastle? I
Doesn't
think it was
doesn't
Newcastle.
matter where.
Shut up. You're being loud.
Doesn't matter where.
You're being loud.
Mm.
Uh huh. In any case, we went to the car. and sat there until the storms were over, and then we went back to the tent and slept. Um, Old Pecan got a new follower. Yay! That is awesome. I tell everybody if you go, let me see. Oh well, the decibels are 10% less than in a tent. No, well, I'm telling
That
you that
10%
10%
all
is
it takes,
that's
apparently.
all it takes. Yes. Well, Faith and I were fine. The hotel. We're fine at the hotel. Just saying. I'm with Chris. The tent was still standing. Yes, the tent was still standing, but my God, it was noisy, scary. Yes. Feelings don't care about the facts, Chris. That's right. Yeah, it was Newcastle PD. Yep. Yep. So yeah, that was our little adventure. Um Brian, you got a new follow. Brian is with Brian and Kathy. Um they it so
Resourceful Living Homestead.
I know I was going to get to that, but Brian is just a supporter with his channel, but they have the channel Resourceful Living Homestead. So
And Sawmilling Brewery.
and Sawmilling Brewery. Yes. I think I'm going to pull a jerky oh wait, pull a
Jerky barbecue and
and
not
not
follow
follow
anyone.
anyone. Oh man, there is Musgrave Family Farm. Hello, hello, welcome in. I saw you up here and then I just passed because
Rude.
car is lightning magnet. I'm telling you. Okay, listen. I got used to. I mean, we only no. I can't say that we only rented an RV for um for 10 Killer because it was an RV. It was a travel trailer.
That's an RV.
Anyways, whatever.
They're both RVs.
Oh, okay.
One's a towable RV. That was
Okay.
10 Killer.
Uh-huh.
The one for Pinecone Fest was a drivable RV.
Okay.
RV just means recreational vehicle.
Okay.
Recreational means fun. So if you're having fun in it, it's an RV.
Okay. Well, that I'd rather be in that than
drivable.
a tent. I'm telling you that right now. I'm saying that. I'm putting that out there. I will not be in a tent if there is any storms coming during a meetup. I won't do it. You can be in a tent all you want. I don't care. What? What do you want to say? Because you'll say it anyway.
I had my truck.
Uh-huh.
It has more space than your car anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Mom would have been like trying to struggle to get up in your car, your truck, if it would have been at the meetup. I'm just saying. Let's see.
Heavier. Takes more to blow it off the road. I mean, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Your car don't weigh nothing.
I think the van came off the ground once, but the tents were still standing in the morning. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, Brian and Kathy are great folks. Yes, I have to agree with that. Let's see. Everybody's sharing some links, and I love that. I love that. I know someone who has a pop-up camper trailer for sale. Well, we are in the works of trying to get to West Virginia. So we don't have a storm shelter here. We just sleep through storms and say, if the good Lord will it.
If the good Lord will it, then so be it.
There you go. I can't read tonight, y'all.
But you're also supposed to not test it. So it's kind of a gray area. Like
I can't believe Amy was ever in a tent. Oh, we was in a tent. Yes.
That gets fuzzy,
was it a bougie tent? Oh, we have a video out.
Bowen. Full of Johnny. You're gonna have to watch the video.
Yeah, go watch our newest video.
But what Old Pecan was saying, doesn't that get fuzzy? Like they say, you trust in the Lord. If He wants to protect you, He'll protect you, and then it doesn't matter. But then at the same time, the Bible says not to test the Lord. So it's like, there's a fine line between trusting in the Lord and testing the Lord. You don't go do dumb stuff and say, well, if God wants to protect me, then He'll protect me, because then you're testing. And you can't test Him. You're supposed to trust Him, but not test Him. So there's got to be some kind of fine line between trusting and doing what matters and just trusting that he'll protect you, or at some point that line gets crossed and now you're testing them and you're not supposed to do that. So it's like, how are you supposed to know where the line is?
What if the tent was blinged out? Would you change your mind, Amy? No. If there's storms inside the forecast, Amy is not sleeping in no tent. I'm telling you that right now. And Chris, thank you so much for the grease trap. It fits perfect. Yay! And of course, there is Resourceful Living Homestead. That is the channel y'all should share. Let's see. Gillum Farms, there's Johnny. I'm lurking and editing, so not really chatting, but love you all. Back to work. Well, we love you too, Johnny, and we're so happy that um, you know, y'all didn't have very much damage over there. They did have some trees down and stuff.
Right.
Next thing you'll know, Amy will be eating a pork chop right off the bone. No, sir. Do you know how many? Okay, do you know how many meetups we have been to? That somebody said that they was gonna get me to eat a turkey leg,
Somebody.
and they
Hey,
did.
somebody. It's Johnny. You can stay.
It has not
It
happened.
still ain't happened.
It still has not happened. So we're all turned into. Oh wait, so we all.
Yeah, so we're all turned into Johnny, not telling nobody nothing.
Yes, we turned into Johnny. You'll have to watch the video, and you'll see how bougie the tent was.
It was.
It wasn't really, but
It's a
whatever.
little bit big for my taste.
There is
whatever.
Jennifer Ocean Homestead. Just because Amy was in a tent didn't mean she liked it. The things she will do for her YouTube channel, right? No, I'm okay with tent camping. If there's storms, count me out. Ain't happening. No more. Not doing it. Next year, I'll be there in my trunk if I have my truck. If I have to have it hauled out there on a flatbed semi. I've been slowly converting Shayla to a cave woman. She will be at least
She will at least carve
meat off the bone. Oh, yeah. And then Bowen's putting scriptures in there. Let's see. It's called faith. See? It's called faith.
I'm just saying, there's got to be a fine line.
Yes. How is Mama and the baby? I see you all. Can't tag right now, but I didn't know it stormed it. I didn't even know it stormed at Mid America. Oh, it did. It did, Johnny. I've got some stories. Yeah, we'll need an AC window unit for the next tent camping trip. Hey, listen, that thought has never not been on my mind. Is that what I should say? Yeah. I seriously told him to pack up a window unit because I will definitely take a window unit.
So my next project is a heat and air trailer, so we can just have a central heat and air unit like for a house. Mm-hmm. All three parts just on a trailer, and then we can just run ductwork from there to whatever.
There you go. That sounds great to me. That sounds great to me. If we go to Pinecone Fest, we might bring our truck tent instead of pulling the camper. Well, there you go. I did not know that Shayla was bougie like Amy. I tell you what, that girl can tough it out more than I can. I can tell you that right now, because that girl will sleep in a hammock. I won't. Absolutely not. Nope. But a tent can be used as a paraglider too, right? Let's see. Bone phobia or something. Ugh, gross. It's disgusting. Chris and Moses will be sharing a tent, right? Let's see.
I'll sleep in a hammock with a tarp across the top of me. I don't care.
Chris, find an Airstream that needs rebuilt and do some videos.
I'm about ready to go to auction and buy a bus and just do a schoolie conversion.
Well, we have a RV.
Could you imagine
Yeah,
a bus pulling that RV?
but we have to go get it.
And we get a bus and pull the RV with the bus, then we got two.
Mm.
Just,
Mm.
just saying.
Yeah,
We
because
could back
Faith
the
said
RV in
that
one
she's
and
not
then
staying in
park
a
in the
tent with
next
the
one.
baby,
Done.
so we're not doing a.
And the bus is
Yeah.
basically a 2-ton. So
Yeah, so we're not doing that.
it's definitely pull it.
Oh, let's see. Anita's mental illness shows a little because she married or a bus. I got a U-Haul. I've been thinking about converting. LOL. I be the most white trash at
Hey,
all meetups. Hey,
I've
listen.
noticed lately because
He thought
I
about it.
follow all these schoolie conversion channels, but I have found lately that a lot of the schoolie like group or following or whatever you want to call them, that cult, a lot of them have been transitioning into or from schoolies into the box trucks because you can get a box truck in a lot of places you can't get a bus. The maneuverability is completely different. I'm just saying.
Let's see. Old Pecan, you are at least second on the.
The white trash scale.
There's Wanda Henry. Hello, Wanda. And Bowen said, babies have been raised in teepees for years. Faith, it will be fine. Well, Faith won't be fine because she's just as bad as her mama. So
I had to bring in my Milwaukee fan so she could have air pointing at her last night.
I tell you what, this guy was so awesome with all his preparedness.
Milwaukee
With all his preparedness,
kicked butt yesterday.
When the power was off, he had us lights. He had us with the phone chargers.
The ability to charge cell phones.
Faith had her, the fan so that she could have some air.
I'm just saying. And I was watching YouTube on the phone.
He did great.
So it wasn't much different than the meetup. So
yeah,
we just camped an extra day.
Yeah, we just camped an extra day.
In our house.
It was crazy. I think they said that they had like 6,000 people like without power, and then hourly they would update like how many were left.
Knowing our luck, we were probably the dead last ones.
I bet we were, because there was like 700 more the last time I looked when they did an update, and then we were asleep, and I woke up this morning and I was like, yeah, I checked the thing and it was 1:59, basically 2:00 in the morning when our power went off.
Bowen.
A man's worth is what he can do for his woman. LOL, basic caveman stuff. Yeah, he did awesome.
It's my job to provide.
Christopher was great because he was funny. I say great, but he was funny.
Yeah, we hear a car door out here at like 11:30.
I was like, what is that?
What the crap? So I thought maybe the electric company was coming to,
I thought
dad on the pole or something, something, whatever.
It was Christopher bringing in the Milwaukee.
He goes out to the van and gets the big old Milwaukee radio because he's used to listening to headphones all night from a stupid whatever. And without music, I guess he couldn't sleep without. So it was too quiet. So he went out there and got this radio, and he had it like on 2, so he could just barely hear it. But that was enough. I guess it was too quiet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, all my batteries are dead. By the way, I couldn't hardly do any work today because I didn't have no darn batteries.
Whoops.
So
lost power for 4 days with that first round of tornadoes this year. Just used my solar camp stove and phone for internet. It was crazy. I'm still trying to catch up. Yeah. Still trying to catch up.
Where did you go?
With sleep. Oh, I
No,
guess.
she never said she was going nowhere.
Yeah, you didn't say you were leaving, Maribel. You're back
Rude.
now? How rude.
How
She
rude.
laughed. Oh, probably because Marissa dropped Amaria
Uh,
off at the house. So I know that feeling whenever you use all your work crap on the weekend, the next few days is recovery
yeah, I
mode
go out
at
there and
work.
grab a Sawzall today, and I'm trying to pick up a battery. Boop, flashing one bar. Pick up a battery. Flashing one bar. Pick up a battery. Flashing one bar. I'm like, well, crap.
Yep.
Luckily, I've got like 15 batteries, so I've found some that had like 2 bars on them and enough to do what I needed to do. But yeah, it would have been nice to have some darn
There's
batteries.
Monty and Michelle. Hi, Red Dirt Rooster Road. I'm telling you right now, I there was some that I didn't get to spend much time with because there are so many channels. Like I said,
But,
to me, I wish
but,
one of these meetups that everybody I know that they have
but,
their little thing.
listen, even if everybody was at the pavilion, you still wouldn't be able to hang out with everybody. Because in a group that size, you're only able to talk to the people you're sitting around. So you would have to like
We'd have to figure
it would have to
something.
mosh pit, and it'd be the same situation.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, it's physically impossible to have 600 people standing around and talk to all of them because the space provided
I
for
know.
600 people
It's one of
is
those
large.
things.
So for you to get 600 people together, the space it takes up is still rather spread out. It's
Yeah.
just not a thing.
So you just have to
Anyway,
go here
like
and here
I was
and
going to
here and
say
here.
about what you're saying is people didn't get to hang out with it as much.
Yeah.
But we kind of have like a little subgroup with Red
Yeah.
Dirt Rooster Road
Mhm.
and um no, I was just an arbitrary number, Johnny. I wasn't saying specifically. I'm just saying when you get to certain levels of people, it just becomes harder to
He
talk to
said
all of
we're
them. No,
600 people.
he said were
Oh.
there 600 people.
Well, he
No,
says where we're 600 people. So
I'm not.
he's asking.
It was arbitrary. I'm just But anyway, like I was saying,
He just threw a number out there.
with a group, we have a little subgroup when with the hippie Callier, the group
Mhm.
that's doing the
Rendezvous?
rendezvous. I used to know words.
Yeah. Rendezvous?
Anyway, yeah. So we hang out with them more often.
Yeah. Duncan Family
Duncan Family
Farm.
Farm, then
Yeah. Red Dirt Rooster,
Dyers,
Dyer Family
Hippie
Farm, Hippie
Callier,
Callier.
stuff like that.
Yeah. And then we have our friend,
We
the
have
Gillums.
several groups.
Oh, Johnny
So we hang out with
touched my heart.
different groups at different times. So at the meetups, it's not like okay, the first meetups, that was the only time we ever got to see some people. But then we started hanging out with them a little more between meetups. So it's not like the meetups are the only time we used to see each other. If we hang out with them a little bit,
Yeah.
then it's not as big a deal to have to meet up with them at the meetups so much because we had lunch with Johnny Wednesday before the meetup. So it's like at the meetup, it's like I just saw him 2 days ago.
There were a lot of people at the meetup, probably around 300. I'm
Yeah,
telling you, there was a
I
lot of
don't know how
people.
many.
I
It
don't
was an
know.
arbitrary number,
Yes, it
people.
was just a
I'm
number.
just saying it was non-important.
But I tell you what, before the meetup, we got to have lunch with Johnny and Brian.
Right.
And Johnny didn't know that we was going to show up
Well, he
because we
didn't think
had
we would
our
be able to.
yeah, he didn't think we were going to show up just because not that we didn't want to, but we had
We were
a
dealing with
family
stuff.
issue with Mama Lynn and being in the hospital and all that other good stuff. Um, and then we showed up and we had lunch with them, and it's cool knowing that we're part of that group. You know, we're important and part of that group. And I don't know what his words were. You probably say it better, but yeah. Um, we come home. I'm telling you, we come home with more stuff than we went
down.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's Ed, Whistle Stop Homestead. Hello, hello. I'm going to send a month out
spend a month out
Oh,
there staying under a bridge.
down by the
Hey,
river.
you get your baby beast going. You could stay as long as you could
Yeah.
provide food for yourself.
And then we hung out with White Rock and all of those people out there.
Yeah.
3 Mississippi was out there.
CRC.
Yes, CRC was out there. DD5. There was Back to Good.
Yeah.
That was right there by White Rock, and yeah, we tried to move around
Yeah.
too and get to everyone, but we still
But you
miss them.
gotta
Yeah.
go eat and you gotta do your
Yes.
stuff. So it's like, even with moving around, at some point, you can't be everywhere.
No, you can't. Chris did amazing. I mean, all the people who cooked did amazing. Chris, Tony.
I cooked eggs. It's not rocket.
Yeah, but you helped with the bacon as well.
Well, that's
It
not
was
rocket
just
science either.
it was just a chain of people helping cook, and they did awesome, and they made sure there was plenty of food. So yeah. Let's see. Palmetto Paratrooper. Hey, listen. I saw the short did by oh, what is the name of the I'll think of it in just a minute. But you sent something to one of um the people in our community, and oh gosh, I cannot believe I cannot remember her name. She was at the rendezvous with her dad. It was the girls and their dad. They come from, oh gosh, what is her name? Is her name Brooke? No, it's not Brooke. Large Family Homestead. Yes, that's what it is. I saw the. Thank you.
Isn't her name Brooke?
Is her name Brooke?
Also.
Maybe I said it right. Yeah, Troy Peas outside. I love that shirt. That was hilarious. I got a hankering to deep fry a brisket
So
again.
you saw the short where he sent Large Family Homestead.
Some stuff, and I was like, that's so cool because you see people from different communities, and they're all intermingling and everything, and I think that's just cool. Let's see.
I really like how we got a homestead community thing going, right?
Right.
Farming, raising animals, self-sufficiency and all
Hold
that.
on, y'all.
But then we also take part in a prepper community with Jeff and
Yes.
all that. And I really
Yes.
I
said it
really
right.
like
Yes.
when I go over to Jeff's lives and I see Tony in there and Nana in there and half a
Yes.
dozen to 10, a dozen ish people from the homestead side of it that I know, but I see them over there now. And vice versa. We see the homesteady people in his, and then we come over to like the homesteady people, and we see people we recognize from the prepper community.
Whoop.
It's kind of cool.
New managing moderators can support your channel in even more ways. Okay. Okay.
Cool beans.
Cool beans, y'all.
You might do that later.
I'm pinning the message to the thing. So, I know a ton of people from YouTube. I've been on it for about a decade. Some of my friends have over 400K subs now, but I knew them when they started. Oh, yeah, it's awesome to see Versa Visa. Let's see. They're sharing links.
You know what I've noticed?
What?
On the YouTube as I'm scrolling through or whatever? I've noticed a lot of people quitting YouTube lately.
Yes.
At that one couple that you showed me one time?
Mm-hmm.
The homesteady couple. And they're quitting. Tyler was telling me
Ark Wildman. Hello.
Just this weekend what's his name? I don't watch him, but Tyler does. Outdoor Boys or
Yeah,
something
something
like
like
that.
that.
And it's like he's quitting. His son's still doing it, but he's quitting
Yeah, he's
because
quitting.
it was taken over and all that. And
Mm-hmm.
I get it, but
Yep.
like Paul's saying right there,
Hold on. I noticed
their
that too.
viewers have to go, or not Paul Meadow. But
Paul
anyway,
Meadow, Trooper.
their viewers have to find something else to watch now,
Mm-hmm.
which means we can fill a void.
Oh,
Just
Living
saying.
Traditions just announced they're stepping
That's what
back
I'm talking
now
about.
too. Oh my!
Yeah, that's
I'm
the
not quitting. It just looks like it. um, y'all,
see,
it does take a lot of work.
and it wasn't that.
And some people don't realize what goes into editing a video,
And I don't know
getting
why they're
videos.
quitting.
I don't either.
Maybe they just want to do the homestead and not record everything.
Yeah,
You know, maybe it ran its course. I don't know. Maybe they got enough money they don't have to YouTube no more, and they want to just get back to doing it to do it.
yeah,
That's all
but
well and good.
there's a lot that goes into um to doing a channel
Mm-hmm.
and keeping up with it. And but y'all, if you have true supporters and you step back for a little bit, not quitting, just step back for a little bit, you have those people who support you. And that's awesome. Because sometimes I do that. I've stepped back. I've not got a video out in a week or whatever. But when I come back, we have those people who are welcoming us back into putting out more videos and stuff. And that's just
The
how
one
we
cool
are.
thing though, even though they're leaving and whatnot, all the videos they put out there are still there. So like I remember watching them on when he was moving his rabbit hutches around and all that good stuff. So that information is still there and useful, even though they're not making new ones anymore. That's the cool thing
Oh
about YouTube.
man.
It's still there. So I can still go watch the videos they did make years from now, on rabbits and whatnot. So
um I agree. I agree, Bowen. Where I put 2 videos out a week, and then I was doing shorts in between those days. Um, but yeah, you don't want to lose the love for the homestead and what you do, because some people get burnt out with trying to
mhm.
come up with um videos and stuff. But y'all, my animals are okay, and that's what I was telling Kathy. My animals are okay. I haven't put out a video in a little bit of our animals, because I don't want people, and I don't know how to explain in words. I don't want people to get burnt out and seeing just my animals, because we're not just homestead, We do homesteading things, but I also like to show people what we do off the homestead on some things. We have the meetups coming up, and so I have more videos to put out, and then I'll come back to the animals. But the animals are okay, and then I'll let people know, like, hey, there are some struggles, because a homestead is not just sugar and spice and everything nice. There is,
You need to get copyrighted for saying that.
oh gosh, whatever. um it's just, there are some hardships on the homestead. You lose animals. We lost Big Red. We lost several of the baby chicks that I had. It's just, that's what happens. That's real life. It's not a movie, where everything's nice and you got a happy ending. You don't always have a happy ending. And then you got life that happens. Mama Lynn ended up in the hospital, and you're trying to um you have a live that you had to cancel. We did cancel that one. We didn't do our Tuesday because we did cancel. So you cancel some. that's just life. So people notice and miss you when we don't see videos posted. Grumpy needs to step up. I'm telling you, Grumpy
Right.
does have. Oh, someone's in the basement. There's Paul Case. And they still get paid for views on all those videos, even if they don't make new ones. Yes, I got burnt out making YouTube videos because I was also raising several small children, running Homestead. Yup.
I lost 4 animals today.
Oh no.
Yeah, I lost them out the back of my trailer when I pulled into the stockyards.
It's plumb slap amazing what falls off the back of a truck nowadays.
I'm telling you what. And I went over there later and they wrote me a check. I was like, yeah, that's how that ought to work.
It must have hurt the ground when they fell out because you got paid for the damages.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
But
Yep.
all at once, I'm gonna have 100% calf crop.
And Bowen says, not everyone wants to show their life with all due respect. Yeah, see? Yeah, there you go. And yes, there will be more cooking videos because that goes along with homesteading, you know? So, and Lori wants to know how mom is doing. She's doing all right. She's getting around. She does have a walker that she walks around with, and it's helped her out instead of just this cane that, she was walking around with. So, yeah. We hatched 4 out of 10 chicks on our first attempt. One of our bunnies got pregnant through the hardware cloth, and we have no clue she was pregnant. All 7 babies. Oh no. There's still 5 in the incubator, but I don't know if they even fertilized. Have you candled them to see if there's anything in the egg? Because you have to me, if an egg doesn't hatch after a few days and you don't see them pip, I candle them to see if there's anything that's going to happen, because I don't want to keep them in there too long after. I keep them a few days after the 21 days, but then I get rid of them because you don't want one of those eggs to explode in an incubator. You just don't. It's gross and it's stinky. Yeah. So, well, how was your weekend, Paul?
Oh, we had a weekend?
Yeah, we had a
Really?
weekend. Well, we had a weekend. Chariot moments for me.
I worked all weekend. I was setting up camp and then cooking and then breaking camp down.
Yeah.
And I got woke up in the middle of the night for nothing.
And leaving, and yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Vacationing with my wife is a job. I had to go back to work Monday to relax.
Yeah, I've been there several times. I need to get back home so I can get back to my normal grind, so I don't hurt so bad for doing things that I'm not used to doing.
Oh.
Yeah, I think pretty busy over the weekend.
Yeah. Well, we had fun. We had fun seeing some people, some folks from the community, and now it's just back to, watching videos and supporting our friends and stuff. So
I really do enjoy the friendships I've made here on YouTube, and um, I've hit it off with a guy that is in a like situation that I am, somewhat. Greg Duncan and I spent the whole afternoon together on Thursday of last week, and we visited. Yeah, if I told you, I'd probably tell you wrong. I'm going to think there was between 15 and 17 different church locations for him to leave information about the Baptist Children's Home and his contact information. And a lot of those guys, because we're both YouTubers, and I came up with this idea when we went to one of them, there wasn't nobody there. I got his phone number. Let's just make a short video and we'll send it to him while we're sitting here in front of his church, putting this information on the door. So I think we did that to 6 or 7 of the ones I had, probably all of them that I actually had phone numbers for. So that was good. My Thursday morning, I went to Lowell, Arkansas, and picked up $3,000 worth of parts that I had broke the previous Saturday on a truck.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
that winds up being more money than this guy makes with that truck, but I guess I'm gonna fix it. It's just a mess. That's all I got to say. And I kind of was pushed into buying the parts because the only local to me outfit is at Lowell, Arkansas, which is more than an hour and a half away, and they closed permanently on Friday. So it was like, buy them Friday or you're going to go farther away to get them. So I kind of got that. And then, yep, probably was.
I don't
It was quick. I didn't get out. My feet didn't hit the ground until I pulled on that truck lot. And then my feet didn't hit the ground again until I was at Seneca, Missouri. So I was getting right around. And my Friday, I spent logging a blowdown job at a small property 25 miles from home. I got there and I had been and looked at it. I thought, this won't be no big deal. There'll only be about a load of logs there. There was 3. So I didn't get back to get my loader until Saturday morning. I feel like sometimes I just meet myself coming in when I'm going out.
Troy says he's hurting so bad after getting home. Been on the walker 2 days, but the kids were worth it. I'm telling you, the kids had so much fun with Brother Troy, by the lake and throwing rocks in there and just playing around. I mean, they had so much fun. So, yeah.
Sounded like a hoot.
Oh, it was, and we missed you.
it was a hoot and a half.
A hoot and a half.
A hoot and a half.
I think I've heard that somewhere before.
A hoot and a half.
And Sunday was our the town my church is in. Their high school graduation was Sunday, and we put on a baccalaureate for them, and it was better than what it has been. Let's see, 3 years ago, there were 2 of the graduates that actually came to baccalaureate. But I think there was 14 or 15 there this time. Yep. I'm into dual purpose trips. Yeah, I cut some lumber for Dakota yesterday that he's ordered a month ago, probably. Been busy.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that in the community that didn't get to go because either there was graduations, there was just stuff that was going on, so they didn't get to make, the meetup. But hey, there's always others.
We had one of those deals. Go ahead.
We're done with meetups until Pinecone Fest in October. Because it's going to be a busy season for us until then. So, yep.
We had one of those deals there Sunday afternoon about the time the graduation was starting. It just poured. And then I drove home right after that. And it was hard to hold your truck in the road. And I'm like, my truck's not usually that way. It knows the way home. I just point it that way and we go. And I was having to hold on steering wheel with both hands at times. What is up with that? Maybe Chris can shed some light on it. Why are we having hurricane force winds right after every rain? Doesn't make no sense to me.
Yeah. I tell you what, my phone was blowing up with Chris, Texas Raider, all the updates and where storms were going to be. He is so awesome to get information from. I love it. And then you got the community asking, "Hey, are y'all okay?" It's just awesome. We have an awesome community.
He sent me one. I only got one, but I had already seen that they had those warnings out. But I had found some stuff that I decided, since he's so nice and was sending me that, I'm gonna send him this next time.
Over the hill bubble bath.
Or I may have another one.
Oh my goodness.
This one's a video.
Scott said he is home from the hospital, still feeling the effects of anesthesia. They widened part of his throat. Overall, he's doing pretty good. And he was told that if that didn't work, there was 2 other options. So time will tell, he said. So that is Scotty, or Scott from Lone Cost Scotty. So. Oh man. See, that's what goes into hatching eggs.
What is it that Walker say? That's farm life, people.
It's farm life. It's farm life. We had some humidity issues a time or two. Good night, Bobby. Have a good night. You are so welcome. Yep. 4 free chicks is better than 0 free chicks. There you go. Absolutely. Hey, out of all those blue eggs that Adina Dyer gave me at the Okie Homestead Expo, 1 hatched of all the, was it the 18 that she gave me? It was a dozen. Oh, the dozen. Yeah, it was a dozen.
Yeah.
1 hatched. Hey, I was happy with that.
I didn't have to buy it.
Yep.
I don't give a darn.
Thank you, Judy.
Don't
That's right.
care.
Let's hit the thumbs up. Brian, are you going to sleep? If so, good night. Thank you for coming in.
Got a popsicle.
I bet he's got a popsicle.
Right now.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. Would you like to see a 40-second video that I took this and I didn't think it was all that great, but a friend of mine told me it was really quality stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Okay,
I am halfway back in what used to be woods, and we've cleared a bunch over on the other side. There's kind of a little ditch here, and right through there you can see a clearing, and that clearing is not very far from the back fence. And from that clearing, there's a path that goes that way where we've cut everything that would make a log. We got a bunch left that is right in here. But I got me a load of firewood logs, and I'm leaving for the day. Scott, have a good one. Down at Scott's.
That was pretty cool. And you haven't loaded that yet?
No. I take a lot more video than what I ever put up. It's kind of like I do a lot more things than I ever video. That's just where we've been working on my son's place for 3 years now, cutting everything down with a chainsaw and making something out of it. We make a lot of firewood. The funny part about that is we have kept Scott, my son, in logs pretty much with that place and a few others that we've logged along. But when my dad owned that, he had a guy go down there and look at it and told him there wasn't anything there worth cutting.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Well,
Maybe.
that's like the stupid place in town, the hardscapes place in town. But I asked about maybe getting rid of some of these stupid rocks out here. I was like, well, a lot of the rocks they got up there when we went up there and look just like the ones we got out here. The only difference is they're on a pallet. I was like, well, you know what? I can get pallets, and then I can put my rocks on the pallets. Then they look just like the rocks up there on pallets. All I need to do is get some pallets. And you know what they said? No, we don't mess with any property less than 5 acres. It's just not worth it. I'm like, you ain't seen the rocks out here. Like, I got 20 acres worth of rocks crammed into 2 acres.
Yep.
You don't have to have 5 acres to have rocks. I got more rocks than I know what to do with. And they
So
don't mess with anything less than 5 acres. I'm like, fine.
if you pick that all up and sell it, though, it'll be Leonard Haller Homestead.
No, because they come up out the ground. I'll just grow more.
I know.
Yeah. We grow rocks, people.
Every time it rains and every season, and we go through a frost cycle, we got more rocks than we had last year. And you know what the weirdest thing? My dog is, I got to be magical or something, because I've taken the bucket out there, and don't call PETA on me, but I chained my dog to an oak tree because otherwise he'd go around the neighborhood killing everything that was smaller than him, which is a lot. So I tie him to an oak tree with a 3/16 logging chain, because everything other than that logging chain, he snaps like it's baling wire, like old baling wire. So, my bad, y'all. I tie my dog to a tree. Get over it. Sue me. Whatever. So, I have taken the bucket on our tractor and scraped all the gravel and rocks away from that tree. Until he's got this gigantic circle cut out. And you know what? I can go out there in a week after I drag every little pebble around that tree away from him where he can't get to nothing. And there's big ass boulders and rocks and gravel up beneath the bottom of that tree. Like, what?
My pit when I was 19 pulled a Vita bug off of blocks at my cousin's house. I'm telling you. Chris grows weather rocks.
Yep.
Well, pigs are the only thing that I know of that can turn a wire cattle panel into a lake. I don't know how they do it, but them varmints, they can do it.
Yes, that's called being a responsible.
Yeah, and it irritates me when I drive to work and everybody in this county, in between here and Tulsa, lets their dogs just run everywhere.
I don't understand it.
And
like,
I will warn you, people. I'm a dog lover. I love my dog, but I will not swerve to miss a dog
on a gravel road
and put my car in a ditch because you won't keep your dog in the yard. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna hit your dog.
I seen a UPS man the other day pick up a snake out of the middle of the road and put it over in the road ditch. And I kind of thought, huh, how do you know that's what way he was going?
Right.
You might have just took him and put him back where he done already been. Right. He didn't want to go that way.
He's already been there.
You big idiot.
Just on this, we live in a cul-de-sac, and just down this road, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5 big dogs that are.
But you know, none of them come down here.
No.
Wonder why.
Unless
it's the weirdest thing.
They do if there is no dogs outside.
They do at night when my dogs are in the house. But when my dog is out there, they don't come down here.
No.
Weirdest thing. So weird. Like they're scared of my dog or something.
But at night,
and my dog's tied to
an
oak tree, so he can't exactly get to him. All they gotta do is stay out of his area. They can walk right past him and go wherever they want, but they won't do it. They'll stay down there.
They probably think he can unhook that log chain.
Right.
And they don't want to find out if he can.
Or they're scared because they've had something move really fast, kind of small, moving in their general direction too many times.
There's the jar.
Hey, that's my line.
He said, hey, that's my line.
Hey, that's my line.
Jesse, he's going to get you, Jesse.
I'm gonna turn frogs loose in your bedroom.
There's Rebecca, Touched by Yarn. Hi, Rebecca. Yeah.
Well, my neighbor told me a story. He went to work up here at the casino as quick as they opened, and he don't work there now, but he was getting off work and he was walking out to his car on their parking lot, and he seen this old boy trying to get in his car, he thought, and so he went over to help him, and it was hard. He couldn't like hardly get the guy in his car, and he pushing on him and everything, and he finally gets him in there and shuts the door. And the old boy looks at him and he said, "That is great, but I was trying to get out."
Bible.
Are you leaving? Or is that just one
Not
story?
if you're not gonna laugh.
Oh, now she's saying Johnny's line, but Johnny has the HAY at the third.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So hers is more like, "Hey, hey, hey." Did that just for you.
Yeah. There you go. They did the little.
Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and one other problem I had with the lake area, ticks were just outrageous there at the meetup.
You know
Ticks
why?
were horrible.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because they weren't at 10 Killer because Johnny went and worked on them.
Wow.
See, when we were down there looking at it a couple weeks ago,
Uh-huh.
we should have took a little
That would have
Yes.
done it.
and
Yep.
tick granules, and then by the time we come down there, it done did its work, and
I'm telling you, that's what we're gonna have to do with every. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I couldn't tell by the way you wrote it, Jesse, that it was instead of hey, hey, hey.
Ew. When I moved here, I found 19 ticks on me in January while I was clearing land. Ugh. Yeah.
You know, them ticks don't like me. I'll find them walking on me. I very seldom find one that's bit me. I guess they heard that if you bite Paul, you die. I don't know why they don't not walk on me, but
I'll tell you what. I think there was two on Corbin, and then Maribel said there was like 3 or something on
because
her.
that boy would go over there and slap off in the middle of a pile of leaves.
Yeah.
Looking for.
They had a whole bunch of pile of leaves in places.
Apparently,
instead
he
of
was looking for copperhead.
getting rid of the leaves.
They didn't mulch them up or nothing. They just let them blow over in a big pile up against one tree.
Yes. And that was dangerous.
Copperhead heaven.
Yeah, it was dangerous.
Just dumb.
Yep.
Apparently, the people running Eufaula State Park are dumber than a bucket of hammers. That's just rude.
Paul's like, what?
How dumb? I'll buy it. How dumb is a bucket of hammers?
Well, it's
pretty dumb.
It's incrementally dumber than a single hammer.
Yeah. Golly. But yeah, I think that's what we need to do. Anytime you go to, I wanted to light up all those leaves. There was a bunch of them.
Right.
Yes.
I'm not the only
one. Eat more ramps. Nothing will bother you. I got a jar of those.
I think that's the reason they hate me. I'm sour.
You're sour?
I'm sour.
So I'm guessing there was none on Brother Troy because he's saying eat more ramps. Nothing will bother you.
People won't get up in your face either.
Hmm.
You drink enough Everclear, the ticks will be so stumble drunk after they bite that they just fall off.
Oh, do you remember a commercial from a few years ago where the guy was eating pizza and he goes and puts this hot sauce on it and just puts it on there? It's like dribbling off of the pizza everywhere. He takes a bite of it, and then a mosquito lands on him, and he watches it, and
Blows
it's
up.
stuck in his blood. And when it flies off, it blows up. I don't even remember what the commercial was for.
Doesn't matter.
So Kelly wants to know what a ramp is.
It's an inclined plane that gets you from the ground to a trailer.
No,
Sometimes
no,
to a bridge,
no.
Right? It's an inclined plane.
or it doesn't have to get you to nowhere. We made a lot of ramps when I was a kid that was made for our bicycles, and what it got you
They
was
just
air.
got you off the ground for a second.
Yep, that's a ramp.
Yep.
Eat more garlic. Come out the pores.
You
and
know,
when you sweat.
when I was a kid, we would buy ramps with henways, and sometimes they were pretty expensive. Cost a lot of henways.
So a ramp is a plant related to onions, garlics, and leeks.
Oh, sure, let the cat out of the bag like that.
This palmetto paratrooper. Hi, Rebecca.
Hello,
Are you working on something, Rebecca?
I am. I'm taking a break from the baby blanket. Look at how big this thing's getting.
Mm.
Wow. Is that? Do you use the thick yarn for those blankets?
Yeah.
Yes,
Nice and fluffy.
Yeah, nice and fluffy.
nice and big and fluffy.
Those are nice
All I
colors.
can think of when I said that is that movie. Everything.
So this is the first color, and this is a thinner. You can tell that this is a thinner yarn here, and then I got some fatter stuff. Then there's this one.
No, you know what movie I'm talking about?
No, what movie was that in?
Okay. I want to give everybody an opportunity before I just say
It's a
it.
cartoon.
Yeah. Well, of course it's a cartoon. We got too many grandkids. All our one-liners come from cartoons now.
I used to use that
Minions.
skin so
Yeah.
soft. That didn't keep mosquitoes and ticks from biting me.
Oh yeah, the skin so soft.
Yeah.
It did not work
Yes.
for me.
It didn't work for you? Oh, it works.
No.
It was Paul. It was Minions. No, it wasn't Minions.
It was
Despicable Me.
Yeah.
do
But
it?
but it's Despicable Me.
Yeah,
But she grabs the
yeah.
unicorn and she goes, "Oh my God, it's so fluffy!"
Fluffy.
You said fluffy. It reminded me of the van on Dumb and Dumber.
Oh my
Right?
goodness.
You want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? You know, most of that movie wasn't even scripted. Like, they left so much unscripted stuff and just like, well, that's gold, and we're leaving it in there. They just let those two guys just let them go.
And then one of them guys plays in True Grit. I just nah, you can't do that. You got to stick with character, dude. Anyway,
And there's another one. Who was in True Grit?
I thought it was one of the guys on Dumb and Dumber. Am I wrong?
I know Jim
I don't
Carrey
watch
was in I thought it was a Quick, Dead, and the Ugly. Not True Grit. I know it was a Clint Eastwood movie.
Maybe.
Oh, I didn't know that.
What?
Chris, is it okay if I read the text message? I think proper diet is directly related to your local environment. There's a reason oranges don't grow in New York and cherries don't grow in Florida.
So with that line of thinking, the only thing
Hi, Thinking Tank.
I was hoping to meet Tamara, but I don't know if I did.
What was that, Paul?
with that line of thinking, the only thing I should ever eat's beef.
I'm okay with that.
I've got to go be seen tomorrow because I've got a tick on my back. Yeah.
And you can't get it off?
No, it's so little. It's one of those seed ticks.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to go in and get it removed however they do it.
They'll be able to help you.
Oh, I know they will. I tried to do all the things I need to do, but I just can't get it.
I've had some of them I just have to take hide off with. Cuticle pliers hurt the least, but it's not nice. That's all.
This is what I try to use is a tick remover, but it's so embedded.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, not good.
Johnny said bleach bath.
Bleach bath? Okay.
I'm already too white.
What did they? Didn't they used to use olive oil? You could put smother them to death in olive oil, and they'd have to let go.
Have
you ever heard of that?
I tried the Vaseline, and it won't back out. I think I need to eat more garlic.
Them things are just bad. The guy that I log with, he actually had to change. He puts on spray like off on his chaps and on his legs and his arms to try to keep them away from him more. And 2 years ago, he had to change brands on that because the stuff he was getting wasn't doing good anymore. And the stuff he's got that he's using now, the active ingredient in it is the same thing that's in cattle fly spray and tick spray. So I don't know. It's still working for the time being.
I always heard you can strike a match, blow it out, and touch it to the ticks. And let it go. Oh.
Well, it was one of my friends, their son, when he was about 10 or 12 years old, had one that had bit him in a very tender place, you might say. And his mom had always heard you could just heat them up with a lighter and that they would let go, but she didn't realize what they actually do is blow up. So she's going toward him with a lighter and he's backing away. And about the time his dad came in, he said, "No, you don't do it that way, honey." Terrible.
Oh my.
Rebecca was getting the picture, I could tell.
Yes.
Put a little bit of ivermectin on that dude.
I don't have any ivermectin here.
Surprised that Johnny didn't say diesel.
That's not a bad idea either. I'm just saying.
That may be the reason they don't like my blood, because it's partially diesel and used motor oil.
Right.
Epsom salt bath. Okay. I'll try to do some things to see if I can get this thing out of it.
That's what I'm talking about. He's had to go to something that we didn't never even think about, and it's supposed to be stronger, but it's nasty stuff. You don't really want to get in the truck with him and go eat lunch. And just spray that on his pants, you know what I mean?
You'll learn something new. Or at
Look
least
at that. Look at that, would you? This is an educational program.
It's very educational. I'll make sure to put this and label it educational.
E/I. It's educational and informative.
Yes, informative.
Informative, yes.
If you take a lighter to a tick, it will explode. So we've got explosives,
That's what it was. Permethrin is what they've got.
Permethrin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then if you
Hi, Tim.
they breathe through their butthole.
Hi, Tim.
You could smother them while they're biting you.
Cover it with thick grease. LOL. You've got all these ideas, Rebecca.
That I can do something tonight,
Yeah.
The problem is
Yeah.
when they're on your back like
if I
that,
don't have to go
like
to the doctor.
a normal person can't reach every spot on their back, and if they can reach it, you can't see what you're doing because it's
down
behind
low.
you. So it's like
yeah.
even if you could reach it, you can't see it, so you don't have any like fine motor skills when you can't see nothing. Like it's one of them.
I finally got my wife to figure out when I tell her my back itches, I don't want her to come up and scratch it. Look and see what's causing that. I don't want that dude loose walking on me to bite me again. Have it. Eat 3 cloves of garlic twice a day. There you go.
No, you don't want to be close to me then.
I think that could be bad and good in the same way.
His favorite hair product and beard product is hydraulic oil.
Well, I don't know about it being my favorite, but I've had plenty of it on me, and I don't need that just for men's stuff.
3-foot monkey arms, but you still can't see it. Even like I said, even if you can reach it with your 3-foot monkey arms, you still can't see what you're doing.
Oh Lord, that is hilarious. Oh, let's see.
I wonder if spicy, would do that though. They don't like the garlic and everything, and eat enough of it, and it will make them let go. I wonder if like spicy is the same way. What if they're Hispanic ticks and they like it and you make them bite you more?
He said Hispanic.
I mean, you don't know where that tick was from. If that tick's from Mexico, maybe you eat a lot of jalapenos and you get more. They like it. I don't know.
I seen this deal where they took the ick off a Hispanic, and they said that was what the man's problem was, and it just said his pain. If you put the IC back on it, it looked more like his panic. And then they said you need something to replace that with completely. So they put his peace. No, I didn't leave. I'm still here.
Make sure you tip your waitress. I'm here all week.
I'm pretty sure even if you can't get the tick, everything will be okay. I'd venture to say after the last weekend, I've got ticks somewhere on me I can't find. Chris, every time I go to Walmart, I end up being a ladder that gets stuff off the top shelf. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, which one?
I had a good point shown to me this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
And I can't remember who said it now.
That's our problem nowadays. We don't remember who said to what.
Yeah. People this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and Ryder was there, and we were talking about him being short and Courtney being tall, and whoever was telling us says the same thing. He's always the one that gets his stuff off the top shelf because he's tall, and like his wife is short, or whatever. And he said that he told his wife a long time ago or whatever that if he's responsible because he's tall for getting everything off the top shelf, then because she's short, she's responsible for picking everything up off the floor because she's closer to it. Because she told him, get that off the top shelf because you're closer to it. And he said, fine, you will never have to get on a step stool and get anything down off the shelf, but I will not pick up anything off the floor. Ryder's like, no, because Courtney will have to get everything down and I'll have to pick everything up off the floor. Don't tell her that.
I don't know whose live it was or video. Somebody had said something on their video. If you didn't make it to Mid-America, we sure missed you. And I think it was Sarah was either Sarah or Jimmy said, "Yeah, we sure missed you down there, Paul." And I'm like, "Why did nobody have a Chevy truck you could leave the tailgate down on so all little kids can run into the tailgate and give themselves a black eye?" But no Fords would do that. What's the deal? You know. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris. I read your text message.
Yes, ma'am. I know.
I didn't.
You want me to do it? I'll do it.
Go ahead.
It's your channel.
No, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Everybody who doesn't know, Bayou Back 40, Christy and her husband Keith. Christy's daughter, one of her daughters, who lives in, I'm going to mispronounce it. Paul can correct me. I know he will. Arcadelphia, or however you pronounce it.
Arcadelphia.
Yeah, that one too. We're in the storms last night. The roof totally came off their house. Luckily, the babies or the kids were, of course, were scared out of the wits because of the storm. Went in there and crawled in with her daughter or with mom. Because when the roof went, the ceiling came and went in and fell on the kid's bed. So you can only imagine how those babies were scared out of their wits, plus everything else. They're now with Christy, but I already volunteered and said, "What do I need to do? What can I do?" And she said, "Just pray." So I'm asking all the prayer warriors out there to keep them in prayers. Supposedly there's a friend that is a friend's dad is going to be fixing the roof, but the pictures that I've seen was bad, and what I've got told is that it's worse than what's in the pictures. So everybody, if you would, please keep Christy's daughter and the family in your prayers, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much, and thank you, Amy.
Yes, you are so welcome.
Bayou
There
Back
is
40.
Faith. Yeah, Bayou Back 40, Christy.
Yes. Bayou Back 40. Her husband is Keith, and they're great people. They live in Southwest Arkansas, and Christy will do just about anything for anybody and to help anybody and all that. So yes, please, if you don't mind, they're in the community. So as a community, I'm asking.
Yep.
Then that is what me and Bobby were talking about.
Look at this awesome shirt I got, by the way.
Figuring it out with Catfish. We were talking about that, about, this community and how we take care of each other and all that good stuff. And he was saying that he had got to the point before him and Rhonda Dotson had got into the community like they are now. He was to the point where he was wondering if that was even a thing anymore. Like, did that even exist anymore? Like, people taking care of each other like it used to be. And he said that since he's got into this community, it has reaffirmed his faith in humanity, that kind of humanity still exists. You just have to find it. Because he was to the point where he didn't know if those kind of people existed anymore. But luckily, he said he has found it and reaffirmed that those kind of people still exist.
Amy's over there itching because we talk about ticks.
Oh my God. No, I'm messing with something in my pocket. But I do have an itch on my leg. I'm telling you, I've got so many bites all over me. It is unreal. There's ants. There was ants and ticks. I'm just saying. Ants and ticks.
First time I seen it in this community was whenever Josh got flooded out.
Yes.
I didn't get to go, but a lot of folks went down there and helped him pick up the pieces.
The community came together for our family. The community came together for Chris.
I've seen several people in this community go to the Baptist Children's Home, show them how to butcher chickens. I mean,
we were there.
We were there.
I know. I seen you. Well, I seen
I seen you.
I seen it.
I seen it. I seen you.
That's the other group.
You spell that for me. I write that down.
I signed it. And then Rebecca and Ronald were blessed with the community or by the community. And so, I mean, these.
Well, that just makes me feel all fluffy and fuzzy and warm inside.
It's rather affirming that, people are still capable of being decent humans. Because all the news ever shows you is when people forget how to be decent humans. They never show you any good. It's always like, oh, every morning we wake up and turn on Channel 6 and she makes a joke. Before they even get to the news, we're still watching the first little part of the commercial or whatever. She's like, guess what? Somebody got shot last night. Somebody got stabbed. Somebody ran over somebody. And it's always, she's right. So one of those things, like police were wanting to look for this guy because there was a shooting at 61st and Peoria. It's like, well, of course there was a shooting at 61st and Peoria. It's the middle of the ghetto. That don't mean people got to shoot each other. Like, come on.
Hi, Corbin. The people here are the exception, not the rule. We're all good neighbors.
Do you remember when Katrina came in down there, and they had a bunch of people evacuated, and they moved them over to was it Houston?
Yeah, the Superdome.
Yeah, they had them in the Superdome, and then there was a big storm come through there. They interviewed this one lady. I mean, let's use a little common sense. When people's hurting and they're in a bad way, you don't want to stick a camera in their face.
Right.
News guy goes up and sticks a camera in this lady's face. Oh, nobody cares nothing about us over here. You done moved us out one problem into another one. And I'm like, if they'd have known it was coming, they'd have just left you with your first problem.
Well, the worst part about Katrina was when they brought in the helicopters to like pull people off of roofs and stuff. They had gangs down there shooting at the helicopters. Like, we're trying to save you and you're shooting at us. You are stupid.
Are you sure this isn't Vietnam?
Right?
You have any Coast Guard helicopters were shot at?
Yeah, I know. That's all right though, because here's the thing. If it was me, and let's just say I had an airboat or just my pontoon, and I'm cruising along and I'm helping people get out of their place, and I'm cruising them over to dry land or whatever, and somebody starts shooting at me, I'm not held to the same standards of, one, the military, or two, law enforcement. I'm just another redneck. And guess what? I will return fire. Because I didn't sign no Geneva Convention.
I don't know where it was coming from, but we should pellet this place over here.
Right? Matter of fact, if anybody asks me, I'm going to say I saw a Sasquatch and I was feared for my life, so I just sent one over that way.
The U.S. government taught me to return fire.
Right?
And again, Troy Sutton is goo goo gaga. I don't work for them anymore, so I have the same rights you do.
That's the worst part about when I was a guard is the rules they put on you when they let you carry a pew for a living is they put you behind the 8 ball right out the gate. And they're like, how is that? You carry, you got a Glock strapped to you. How are you behind the 8 ball? Because we have to perceive the threat and see that they have the capability of doing it before we can engage. And by that point, guess what? You're behind the 8 ball because they've already got, they're already halfway there before you can even do anything because you have to cover yours so much. The legal crap is ridiculousness. I prefer being a civilian way better because as a civilian, I actually have more rights to protect myself as a civilian than when I was paid to carry one.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Red tape is stupid.
When I was in some of the gas stations there in Oklahoma, I seen people to an open carry. You sure don't see that in this liberal town I live in.
Wow.
Let me tell you about two
I-
churches that was about 5 miles apart that Greg and I visited. One of them said no firearms allowed sticker on the door, right? Another one said all firearms welcome. I just seen old cowboy showing up at that one with these 30-06 under his arm. All right, I'm gonna bring this in here with me. I don't mean no harm, but if somebody goes and cuts loose, I got you. Yeah. The sticker actually said that. It said something about Second Amendment too. I didn't read the fine print.
Right.
Yeah, Palmetto Paratrooper lives in Oklahoma too.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Got my Second Amendment cup.
You heard about the new rule that the governor signed, right, Chris?
No, what's that?
It's basically it had to do with pointing a pew pew at somebody and all that. And basically, how in our state it was a huge legality thing about it and all this. Yes, if you were trying to protect your home and property.
Mm-hmm.
It's my Second Amendment cup.
Very bright.
Tina, I did not know that.
Well, yeah, Missouri's a
Open carry?
they're a make my day state too.
Ooh.
Go
You're
ahead.
just in the wrong part of Missouri.
Make my day.
I like Oklahoma because Oklahoma, beyond just the make my day stuff, is they also have a clause in there. It's called stepping into their shoes. I can protect someone as if I'm protecting myself, even if I'm not directly being threatened. Like someone else is, I can step into their shoes and engage the threat as if they were threatening me, and still use self-defense as my legal loophole.
So when she goes to threatening me, I'm justified.
Oh, hi, Anita. Hi, Anita.
Hi, Anita.
Oh no! Put a point around here.
Oh
see,
my goodness.
Palmetto, I think it should be like a driver's license. I think I can take my license I got from the state of Oklahoma and drive anywhere on the contiguous United States, right? Lower 48. If I can make it there on land, I can drive there because my license is legal everywhere. Why does that not work with the other license?
You get them, Anita.
I'm just saying. I think we should have reciprocity from state to state. If you took the class or something that qualifies to take the place of said class, I think you should be able to carry it wherever you want to. State to state, whatever.
What I got.
Yep. She got one of them Paul Case.
Hey, not everybody's got one of them. Ginger came on my live Sunday afternoon. I was talking about a portion of scripture where Boaz had to seal the deal by giving his shoe to the guy he was dealing with. And so he took off his shoe and handed it to him. And Ginger said, I'd give my flip-flop for a Paul Case pen. I'm like, I might send you one so you can keep your flip-flop, darling.
Chris, I sent you the text about the law.
Yeah.
Cool.
The bad thing is I haven't given this one to my brother yet. I have
holding out.
I got to give him his soon.
Teresa says, I don't have one of those.
Christmas just around the corner.
Hey, Amy.
Wow. Don't show that to
Ooh.
Jennifer Ocean Homestead.
I know Jennifer Ocean Homestead be like, oh, That's
all
nice.
that
Anita.
bling.
There's so much
Yes,
bling.
Faith.
There's
I
so
did
much
tell him
bling
the
bling on
story.
this cup. I could see it in the sun from inside the house when I pulled in the driveway.
You were so full of
Mm.
Yes, Faith. I did explain the story about almost putting you into early labor. Yes. The very beginning.
In fact, when Amy, when you were talking about the needed prayers, I honestly thought that it was about faith.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
I did.
Yeah, a lot of people did, and when they messaged, I was like, "It Faith is fine," So yeah, it was Mama Lynn. Use a firearm if it was presented in altercation, or else it was assault. No, you're able to banish as a driver show of force. We could have just left me sleeping. Okay. And if you would have blown away, then it would be like, why didn't you wake me up? Well,
The tent was still there, Amy. I think I've heard it about 3 dozen times. The tent never went nowhere. The people in the tent got up and left. But the tent, if I'm not mistaken, from what I've heard, was still there.
it was, but I didn't know it was going to stay there.
See, faith
Less
is asking
likely
you
to
to
be there.
believe. There's two things asking you to believe things that you can't see: faith and fear. You chose fear over faith. I'm just saying.
Oh
The
boy.
tent didn't move at all.
Oh yeah, and the difference between feelings and faith. The one I like is the difference between feelings and fact. You know what? The facts don't change just because you feel a certain way about them.
Right. Well, you can't say that to some people because their feelings are their facts.
Ain't got enough gray matter up here to hold the facts.
Right.
Right. Like,
So, Paul, I'm still waiting for that response.
why would you leave a perfectly good tent? No, I'm not even getting into this. What is it, Chris?
I'm still waiting for that response to that text message I sent you, by the by.
Okay.
Me?
I'll give you the response to it. I didn't send it, but I'll give it to you.
And this person next to me called me every hour on the hour to make sure we were okay going home. That's what I love about this community.
See, Tim Mesa said there was a tent that moved with the people in it.
Yes.
See, that could have been us.
But
no,
but it
wasn't.
That was a Fred Flintstone tent. They just stand up and walk off.
Picked it up and moved it. See,
Tyler was what we needed to worry about. He had to hold it up from the wind.
Yeah, but he didn't stake his out.
No, he didn't.
And he knew he didn't.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
They didn't stake theirs down. They didn't stake theirs down either. I staked my tent down.
Yeah. Dawn and Big D.
Mm-hmm.
Dawn and Big D are the ones that. It sounds like
in their
tent. Their tent properly. Ours was staked down very well.
Correctly.
Yeah, very well.
You're welcome.
It didn't go nowhere. But I still will not tent camp ever again if there's storms in the forecast. Oh my goodness. You better thank him for that, Ella. We know you didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Just for you, Chris.
How's Angel?
She's doing really good.
Oh, good.
Her calves are growing.
Mute us for
Because I'm not even going to say who I have not heard from.
Seen or heard. I know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She said that's what he gets for rubbing into my face that he had a cotton, not a mattress. She's talking about Tyler. That's funny.
Yeah, I want to tell you something. There ain't nothing like the sickening feeling of laying in bed and realizing that part of your roof has blown off because the water now currently running across the top of your mattress is getting you completely wet. And you're like, oh no.
Down this one.
Good Lord.
And shut up.
Get flooded one time and you love a cot. I upgraded the pegs on the
Windward side.
windward side of my tent for a reason.
I upgraded the pegs all the way around because I watched the weather too, and it said that we were going to have a south wind first, and then when that storm come through, it was going to whip around, come out the north. So it didn't matter what the windward side was; they were all windward sides.
I tried to make that say wind weird. Well, thanks for
Weird.
windward side.
We did have weird wind.
Wind weird. It was
Hi,
weird.
Greg and Donna.
Weird wind.
Hi, Greg and Donna.
Hi, Greg and Donna.
And I did have a little 4-pound baby sledge. That's I got
You
those
get through
big
all the rocks.
foot long, big, nails with the orange thing on there, and then I also got some big J-hook looking ones that I use for the corners to pull the fly out nice and tight. Those weren't coming out. Plus, you have to know to put them in at an angle because I don't know how many people I've seen put tent stakes in and they just
Straight
drive
down.
it straight down. And the first time wind catches the wind fly or something and it lifts the tent straight up, they just they pull right off the ground, and that's not how it works.
You can tell who has slept on the ground.
I sleep on a cot.
I sleep on a sleep number bed. Go ahead and ask me. Go ahead. You know you want to ask me.
What number?
What's your
I
sleep
haven't got
number?
any idea. We went for the cheap version and it don't even tell you what number you are. You just got to guess.
What?
So you have a sleep number, it just doesn't have a display to tell you what your number is.
Yeah, so mine's
So
a
you
sleep
can
number
stop
bed
when it
without
feels
the
good
number.
and you're done.
It's just kind of the sleep bed.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a sleep bed.
I know what my sleep number is. It's 55.
I know what my sleep number is too. Whatever the clock says when I get tired and go to sleep.
10 to 7 is what mine is. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Usually mine's about, 11:36 or so, give or take.
Yeah, depending on whether Amy's having a 5-hour live or not.
Right.
Oh my Lord.
A sleep guess the number.
She's giving me those noise canceling headphones.
Yep. Yes.
Well, I will say that I did tell a certain person that if the storms got too bad, they could come up to the hotel and they could sleep in the bed and I'd sleep in my truck.
Oh, hey, check this out, Raider. The storms didn't get too bad because, as we all know,
The tent stayed there.
thank you.
You know why it stayed there? I don't care.
Don't do it.
I tell you what, I could be on so many memes because of all the crap that I pull and the crap that I say. I'm just saying, I could be made out of so many memes.
Oh, that waitress, she was awesome. Just turn around and give it right back to old Greg. I don't care.
I don't care. That's when you know they're good, though, is when they have a decent personality where they can take it and give it. It's
Yes.
I have a
most
few
people
favorite,
just not like that.
I have a few favorite waitresses, and I learned a long time ago to hold on to my plate and everything I had when they came by. because if it left, it was gone. So are you done with this one? What? Where? That was my food. Up and chasing her. Now I want to tell you a story. It's a true story. And then I'll leave. Okay, I got to tell you a story, and then I'm gonna go. Ba-dum-bum. Go ahead and get it over with. When I was a youngster, and my dad had worked at B.F. Goodrich in Miami until they closed, and then he custom baled hay for other people, and we baled a lot of hay. We did quite a little bit of hay around Baxter Springs, Kansas. Well, one of his friends wanted to meet us over there and buy us breakfast one morning and then go look at 80 acres he wanted us to bale. And the friend's name was Tom. And so we met at a very normal place for us. We would go over once in a while and eat breakfast at Murphy's Cafe in the old bank building in historic downtown Baxter Springs, Kansas. And at that time, you could go into Murphy's restaurant and get bacon or sausage, 2 eggs fixed how you wanted with hash browns and toast or a biscuit and gravy and coffee for $1.85. Yep,
Wow.
$1.85.
That's been a minute.
So, of course, that's what we had. I had one of those, and Dad did, and our friend Tom, he ordered the breakfast steak. You know what that's like. Comes with the eggs and all. Well, they brought our food out. Now, we knew the ladies that worked there. Charlotte was our waitress. Ann owned the place and did the cooking. And it was Charlotte's mom. And Charlotte brought that out. And Tom ate the first. The steak was in 2 pieces. And Tom ate the first one. And we weren't paying any attention to it at all. And all at once, Tom says to my dad, he says, "Max, try a piece of this steak." And he cuts a little corner off from it. And my dad reaches over there and gets it with his fork, chews it up, and he said, "Tom, that is liver." They had brought him a breakfast steak that was 1 piece of steak and 1 piece of liver. And poor Ann came out and she's like, "I don't know how I got that mixed up. It doesn't even look the same when you start."
That's
And there was no onions with it, right?
No. They looked just alike when he was sitting there eating them. And ever since then, when I see Tom, I ask him if he's going to go somewhere and order the breakfast liver.
Goodness.
Oh my.
My goodness. There he goes. And he's gone. And he's gone.
So, Chris, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Your chest holder, where did you get that one at?
That is a Temu special. Cost me like $8.
Okay.
I figured at $8, even if it's a piece of garbage, it's a cheap piece of garbage, and I love that thing.
Well, I would love to, if you could send me a photo of it so I can try to find one, because I'm looking for something similar.
All right.
I would appreciate it.
Yeah. No worries.
You know. So when is Grumpy going to start putting out more videos? I'm just
That
asking.
is a darn good question.
Watch her drop out of chat just because that's being asked now.
Oh, well, it was asked earlier.
I know she has content on her phone. She just hasn't put it together.
And it ain't like she got a job, so she got nothing but time.
I'm just asking, you know.
She said, "Grandnephew, she's a girl." Yes, Faith is having a girl. Yep.
And Chris is going to be building another extra room onto the mountain there for the baby room.
Light that fire under her, y'all.
I'd like to light that fire for her too.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a video in 2 days, Grumpy.
We really need to get that done over here on this side.
Yeah, we still got to work. I'm still trying to wait for the date for the kitchen build
Yep, that too.
because I haven't been told when to come that
Well,
way.
we gotta get the wood for that.
Well, I know, but I
For
mean,
all
I
of
just
it, but-
didn't know if it was going to be this year or next year.
Oh, it's gonna have to be this year, isn't it? Is it gonna be this year? To start some stuff
YouTube kitchen.
or that? Because
Oh,
you know,
that out there
Yes.
on this side,
yes.
100% this year.
Okay.
100% this year. In fact, I'm hoping
We need more rooms
I'm hoping
than
to have the what I'm calling the east wing because it's on the east side of our main channel here. The east wing, I'm hoping to have roofed and spray foamed by Pinecone Fest,
God, I hope so.
and then I'll just be doing finish and touch it because I can't wire it and I can't do the floors or like the finished floors until I get it dried in. So I got to get the roof on, and I got it skinned, but I got to get windows in so it's dried in so that I can wire it and spray foam it.
Yeah. So there's
What is Pinecone Fest?
I told you, Faith, you're the favorite. She says I have to edit the video is all, but got some from Tin Killer, some from Mid America. Yeah, see, she's behind y'all.
She's way behind.
She's way behind.
Anyway, Palmetto. Pinecone Fest is
Another meetup.
that's
In October.
that's down in Texas. So
Far away.
it's not that bad. Really not.
Let's see.
It's really not.
We're like 4 hours away from 4.5,
Yeah.
4.5.
Just under 5.
Yeah.
But it is again amazing. I can't see that. I got old man eyes.
Mount Vernon, Texas.
Instead of squinting, why don't you bigify him?
That's all right. It's just saying for me, from my house, it's basically 5 hours, over 5 hours, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Mount Vernon,
See?
Texas
See?
is where Pinecone Fest is going to be.
It is east of Fort Worth, south of Paris, Texas. It is lake.
It's between Sulphur Springs and Mount Pleasant, for those who don't know.
Yep.
Yeah. It's down that way. It's amazing. And it's real pretty. If you go to Faith, aka Grumpy here's channel.
I got one too.
I know, but she has like her thumbnail is the picture off the point. It is nice.
Wow. They had so I shared the Williamsons link
Yeah.
in there. And when we met them, they had 360 followers or subscribers. And now they're up to 930.
Nice.
That is ridiculousness.
I'll be glad if I can just get 300.
Yeah.
For me, it would be 5 times
Fest
that.
is fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're all fun, but they're all fun in a different way. And it's really weird for me because I have cooked at all 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
I've cooked at Pinecone Fest. I've cooked at Mid America now. I've cooked at Tin Killer. Not last year, but this year. So it's weird for me because even though I did the same thing at all of them, they were all different. But I liked all of them, even though they were all different. So they're different. They're all great in different ways. Because none of them are the same. Like Tin Killer and Mid America, even 3 weeks apart, they're not the same meetup. It's like, well, you just did that. Why are you going on another one? They're all different.
Yeah, they are. And there's several
not
different.
The same.
There's different people at. There are some that are the same, but then there's different ones that come to different meetups.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's either
There was some that
closer or
were here that
yeah.
weren't a 10 killer.
Mhm.
There's some at these two that don't go as far as Pinecone Fest. There's some that are down there at Pinecone Fest that don't come up here to these two. See, they're only at that one. So it's all, there's so many moving parts that
Mhm.
they're all great.
Oh, Evelyn says I'm looking forward to Pinecone Fest. It will be my first time there.
Last year was our first time there.
Yep.
Last year was our first time ever dang thing.
Yes, everything was our first. Yep.
Well,
And
I
Troy said,
won't be there because
Oh, come on. I'll send the chopper.
I won't be there.
it was 14 hours home, only to find out that the nephew locked him out of his own house. Oh, no. Oh, man. And I noticed I've gotten 14K short views in the last 28 days. I'm telling you, in that little bitty short of me doing, showing Chris, him drilling that hole and the sawdust flying everywhere, the shavings flying everywhere, that has made it over almost 17K views. And I'm like, of just sawdust flying everywhere. So.
Yeah, Miss Lori, I thought I was the pilot.
Right. Do you have your pilot license?
Do what?
Do you have your pilot license?
No, I'm a barnstormer. Oh, there's somebody I didn't get to see.
Hey.
It's Mr. Johnny.
How are you guys doing?
All right, hang on. I got to go get something in if Johnny's coming on. I got to get something. Let's see. I don't want to mute. Want that. There we go.
Hey, Faith.
Oh, excuse me, Faith.
Hi, Lori. So, yeah, you guys were talking about how they're all kind of different, and they are. But I really look forward to the meetups. I mean, all the meetups we've been to, I can tell you that maybe people thought I was kind of, we were over there in the old folks section. Let's just put it that way, over there where we were. We kind of hung out over there around Jesse's camper and stuff like that. But we weren't trying to be unsociable or anything. It's just it was more comfortable for us.
Johnny, are you ready?
I'm ready. That had to be something that you won or something off of maybe Jesse and Lisa. Yeah, lazy days ahead.
As soon as it showed up and I won, I said, they said, well, do you want it or do you want to risk it? I said, oh no, I'm going to take that.
Hi, Tim. Hi, Evelyn. Hi, Teresa.
Oh man.
Christine's doing well. She's in South Dakota right now. So, but she made it good. She beat the storms out of here, which was really great because she beat them, and it's been good up there where she's at. There's Palmetto Paratrooper.
Mm-hmm. That's
Howdy,
cool.
howdy. Welcome. I mean,
but that's the thing, Johnny. The cool part about the meetups is there's an area for everybody to fit in. You can find somewhere to fit in. If you want to just sit there and by the fire and be quiet and chill, there's that. If you want to go over there and listen to music and be a little louder, then there's that. If you want to go back to your camp and go to sleep, then there's that too. You can always find somewhere to fit in wherever you feel like at that particular time. It's nice.
Yeah, and we didn't get to talk to everybody at this last meetup. There were several people that I saw. There were names that were signed in that book, and I didn't even. I guess maybe I missed them. I don't know. I was gone most of the day on Saturday. I think some people came and went while I was, you know, while I was out. So I didn't get to talk to them or anything like that. Evelyn, that's a bet. That's a bet. I don't know. I don't have a. We don't have a born baby yet, and the mama, she's laboring, and I have a call in to a vet, and hopefully we can do something tomorrow. So.
Oh, look, Maribel's coming out with beans.
Uh-oh.
Why not? Everybody else in the family's got one.
Yeah, exactly.
But I want to tell you something. If you start a YouTube channel, be ready to be consistent. I don't care if your consistency is once a month. Be ready to be consistent at it.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things that it's really important. If you want it to go anywhere, it's pretty important. Consistency is important. It's so important that I'm sitting here working my butt off right now on something that really needs to come out tomorrow. We'll see if it does or not.
The car auction one?
No, I'm doing my my Tuesday Wednesday deal is more about probably the cows and stuff like that, the farm, sometimes racing, something like that. The Friday one is
Fridays are auction days.
Friday's auction video, and I've got 3 auctions filmed right now, so we'll see which one comes out Friday.
Hi, Lynette.
Hello, Lynette.
Hi, Lynette.
So I want to ask Rebecca a question.
Yes.
How much oil did you use on the way back?
1
quart.
1 quart.
Well, that's a lot better. That's a lot better than 5.
When we went to Walmart, they had no straight conventional oil, and I noticed when I pulled in there was an O'Reilly. He sold me some stuff that has 2 bottles that are side by side, and when I backed my car up, it wasn't smoking as bad.
There wasn't what?
Smoking as bad. So whatever that stuff did, it must have sealed what was going on.
So you bought some rebuild in a bottle.
It's I guess.
Yeah. They got that. We used to put, I remember back whenever I was young and had one that smoked quite a bit, I'd put what they call motor honey in it, which was that real thick stuff, and it said it would seal gouges and cylinders and restore rings and all that good stuff.
There's nothing that we're going to restore rings. But.
You go, Maribel. I'll be your first sub, says Troy.
Oh. Yep, just about everybody in the family has a YouTube channel except for Christopher. Christopher says he
not me.
You don't have one. Well, you basically do with this one.
No, this is yours. And I'm just make special guest appearances.
Oh, special guest appearances. Okay.
And I'm the executive producer. I just fund it.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Executive producer.
Yeah.
Good.
Every family needs at least one person undocumented. LOL. Maribel's that way. She doesn't.
Wait, hold on. We're Mexicans over here, so undocumented has a rather ominous ring to it. Undocumented.
Shut your trap.
So he's undocumented Mexican. You already have your green card. I gave it to you.
Chris gonna be the undocumented one.
House full of Mexicans, and I'm undocumented. What the crap?
Oh, he always makes fun of me because we bank with Chime, and I got his.
They have a debit card and a credit card.
Yes.
And the credit card is green. The debit card is white. I have my white card. She has my green card. So I gave her. She has a green card. She got it because she married me. So she married a white guy and got a green card. I was like, that's hilarious. And I didn't even do it. Chime decided what color they are. I had nothing to do with that decision, but it's just funny. She married a white guy and got a green card.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Tomorrow we might be doing a cesarean.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I've done that on a dog once, actually. It was bad. It was really, really bad. It was probably one of the first times I had to like open up an animal like that. And it's probably what got me into the medical stuff I have done, because it didn't bother me that bad like everybody thought it would have, because I was like, I don't know, 14 or so. And one year this dog got pregnant at the wrong stinking time, and she was in violently end of her pregnancy, and it was 115, 120 degrees in August one year, and she did not make it. She got heat, and pregnancy are not great for animals, and she didn't make it, but she was like uber pregnant. So as soon as she dropped, we're like, crap. So we opened her up. She had 8, and we saved 6 of them. So it worked, sort of, to some degree.
I watch a channel that they did an emergency C-section on a cow. Mother didn't make it. Baby made it for 6 hours. She had fallen. Yeah. Not to bring bad news, Johnny, but yeah.
It is what it is.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry I missed you at the meetup, Johnny.
Were you there?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I was there.
He was.
Yeah. As soon as he left, it literally looked like he just went around the corner and here you come. I was like, you just missed Chris. He was waiting for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
I brought that.
Yeah, you brought the.
Yeah.
And Brother Troy, I don't have it in here, but Brother Troy brought his spray paint so that we could, compare apples to oranges and see which color would be close resemblance to the judge.
Yeah.
I think Sherwin-Williams should just make the Judgment Day green and just be done with it.
Well, Christy said that she was going to scrape off a chip of paint off of it, so I can go do that. Go to Sherwin-Williams.
I bet she won't. That car's got bodyguards.
It was a joke. Okay.
Oh, I know. But the car having bodyguards isn't.
Yeah. There's a race this Saturday down at Wilsey's. It's a big race. It's the race that we've been trying to get to all this time, but I don't know that we're going. I keep looking at the weather, and you know how it is down there. Them guys, they'll keep it going. There'll be rain. It's coming, and come on down. You get down there, and you sit in the rain.
Yeah.
Plus, it's Christine's birthday, and it's our anniversary this week. and she will be back. So I'm going to leave it up to her what we do this weekend. It's going to be all about what she wants to do. So if she says get the car and throw it on the trailer, that's what I'll do. If she says we're going to the mall, that's what we'll do.
You see, that's love right there. Go to the mall.
Yeah. If
Ugh.
you'll go to the mall.
They still have malls.
Yeah.
Well, they're not really. It's different now. Like
Yeah.
the ones in Muskogee are done.
Yeah.
They're kind of the malls they have now. It's like they're all out. They're not inside.
Yeah,
It's
it's all
like you
stripped.
walk down this block of stores, basically.
In Jinx, it's the outlet malls. It's made by the same people that have the Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, the Simon Mall Group or whatever. They made an outlet mall in Jinx. It's like that. It's like its own little neighborhood, and you just have all these shops with these little courtyards between them and all these doodads and whatnot. It's all right. It's all right unless it's raining.
Teresa, what you said right there, she loves it as much as you do, Johnny. That is correct. She loves it when she's there. Getting there, no. She's like she'll balk and do all that kind of stuff about getting there. But once she's there, yes, she loves it. So but yeah, you can tell by her, the screaming she does and all that kind of stuff.
That was maybe
Yeah,
one of the better parts of your video. It was hilarious.
Yes.
When she's jumping up and down screaming. I'm like,
Yeah.
she's grabbing hold of people that she doesn't even know.
Yeah. That was hilarious.
Yeah. And then she's apologized. She's like,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. She has no idea. She's just grabbing people. Oh my gosh, it's but yeah.
I love that short that you did about that one. Oh, that was a big upset.
Yeah.
Got in there. That was a big upset. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big upset because that was the guy that they said the odds-on favorite win the whole deal right there. That was the guy. But you know what? Old Pontiac put him down.
It wasn't like incredibly close, was it?
No, not at the
I
end.
didn't think so. We got to find a view. I've seen a bunch of drag racing videos where they have the camera set up in a way where you can see it's like at a backwards left angle kind of thing. I mean, obviously, depending on what side you're in, it might be a backwards right angle, but it's where you can see the other car if you're winning. Like
Right.
it's just that one little 90-degree angle out the back left corner, back right corner, or whatever, and it's that shot like I'm winning shot, and it's I always thought those were neat looking too because
Yeah, they're pretty neat, but you know what? I wanted to,
Hi, Dana.
whenever I do that, if you put your camera like that, you're putting your camera like you're going to win. I mean, and you're going to get the shot of you leaving them, right?
Mhm.
That's what you're getting. I don't like to put my camera like that because I don't like to be quite that cocky about it. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
but see, the red truck did have a GoPro on there, and he was pointed backwards. You know what he got pictures of? Smoke.
Is that red one's the one that got squirrely behind you?
The red truck was the one that smoked the tires down through there.
And he got kind of squirrely and came over into your lane, didn't he?
No. That was a car. That was that was a Camaro. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't much of a race there. I mean, he was eating a sandwich whenever I took off, and then I mean, he ended up crossing into my lane behind me. That wasn't much of a deal.
Yeah.
The race, as far as I was concerned, was that red truck, the red S10 twin turbo big block S10. That was the race. That was the odds-on favorite to win the entire event.
Wow.
So they were laying odds on him to beat everybody there.
Wow.
And what first round was you and him?
No, first round was me and the Camaro.
Oh.
Tell me you don't watch my video, Chris.
Oh, no, I watched the video. I just didn't put the order in memory. I watched the video.
Yeah. First round was the orange Camaro. That was Reaper. The second round, my opponent did not come up.
Yeah.
I
That's
got
when you
some
put on a
data
little
in that
show.
lane. Huh?
You put on a little show.
That's when
Yeah,
you
that
did
was I got data in that lane. The third round, I ran the fastest guy in our class. That was the S10 truck.
Okay.
So anyway, the S10 truck. Here's how that all went down. So I drew Christine. I promised Christine I would not run nitrous that day. I told her, I said, the road can't hold the nitrous, so I'm not going to run it. And then, but I took it with me because I always take it with me, you know. I mean, I just have it in the truck. So anyway, I ran the first round, beat Reaper. The second round, I got Dad on the road. Dad on the road told me that road can hold it on nitrous. And so the third round, when I knew I drew that truck, I told my buddy, Gordon, I told him, I told Gordon, I said, Gordon didn't want me to run nitrous either. He was the guy that was in the staff shirt that was backing me up and all that stuff. And he didn't want me to run nitrous either. And I told him, I said, Gordon, there's no more ducks. There's no more ducks. This guy is the fastest guy here. I'm either going to blow the tires off or I'm going to outrun him. And he agreed with me. So I was putting the bottle in my car, and the guy comes up that's got the S10 truck. He walks up to me, and he says, we need to flip for lane choice. And I said, okay. So we flipped for lane choice, and I won. I picked heads. So he said, what lane you want? I said, right. He said, of course you do. I said, yep. And he said, how's your car working on the nitrous here? And I said, I haven't used nitrous all day, but I'm going to use it for you. And so he was like, you know, immediately I got in his head because he knew I was fast without nitrous. And then I'm putting the bottle in the car. So they went over and started tuning on this truck. Mm-hmm. And they put way too much in it for that road. And so I got in his head, and that's how I won that race, because I got in his head. And, you know, I wasn't trying to get in his head. It's just that he came over. He asked me how nitrous worked on that road. And I said, I don't know. Hadn't used it, but I'm going to use it on you.
Wow. That's awesome.
So he goes over there and squeezes too much into his truck, and then
he puts it all in that truck.
Golly.
And then the road can't hold it, and it screws him.
Yeah, right. That's why I love street racing. Street racing is not about having the most horsepower at any given time.
Right.
Street racing is about getting down your lane. So you got to be able to get down your lane. You just got to race the road. But anyway, don't mean to bore anybody. If Jennifer's out there, she's probably asleep by now.
She's probably asleep by now.
That's all right. We can talk cars all night. I wouldn't care.
I have watched street racing on TV. I've never been to a track yet. That would be so cool to see.
It is.
Drops. S10 pickups are like, besides Mustangs, S10 pickups are the best racing platform that you can get right now. They Fox Mustangs and S10 pickups almost impossible to beat, especially in a car like mine. I outweighed that truck by 1,000 pounds, and but
Yeah.
it wasn't about that he didn't have enough weight on the rear, because they put weight bars in those trucks. They put weight bars all over. They put weight everywhere in them to make them work.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, Jennifer Ocean was here earlier, but I haven't seen her in a little bit, so she probably did. She probably did fall asleep
Well,
already.
it's also like 1 o'clock in the morning, her time or some crap.
Yeah. Yep. Sometimes weight is awful, Lori says.
helpful.
Sorry. Helpful. No, Janko don't want to go over there. They're always trying to steal my dog. Mm-hmm.
So the next meetup is Pinecone Fest, and we'll be going to that. I guess I'll be pulling the camper. You know what? During that rain, I guess, and everything that we had down there at Pinecone Fest, and all the rains that we had before, I haven't had any trouble with the camper leaking or anything like that. And then that rain that hit here last night, yesterday afternoon, that storm that blew in here and just rocked. I mean, it was rocking everything around here. You could hear stuff falling out there, but that one made the camper leak.
Yeah.
I went out there and it was I went out there after it quit raining like 2 hours, and it was like pouring on me when I went in the door of the camper. There's a right there is where we raise up that antenna. There's a deal right there inside the door, and it was coming right out of it. And I was like, well, I guess I'm going to get up on the camp. I'll get up on the top of the camper again and see what's up there and get that lined out, because we're gonna drag that thing to Pinecone Fest. So, but it wasn't from a skylight. Evelyn likes talking about race cars.
Right.
So, and the storm that hit at Pinecone, or not at Pinecone, at Mid America, I didn't even wake up for that one. And I woke up the next morning. I opened the door, and whenever I looked out, I go, wow, what's all these leaves and all this stuff around here from and everything. And then I started to notice some limbs down and things like that. And
a whole tree.
I thought, I saw a tree. And then I thought, wow, I guess there was a storm last night. But then I got to thinking of Brian over there in his truck vehicle camper type deal that he was doing, which was a tent hooked onto the back of his it's a Ford Edge is what it is. So it's some kind of little SUV, it's a crossover or something like that. It's like one of the little crossover cars. And he has a tent on the back of it. And I was wondering about him. I was wondering how he fared in that thing. And I guess, the tent flooded, but he was in the back of the little crossover thing sleeping. So he didn't get wet up in there, but the tent flooded out. That's where he put all the stuff out of his car. That's where he was storing it so he could get in in his vehicle. It's some kind of a hatchback thing. It's not a pop-up camper. a tent, staked to the ground, tent.
And it connects to the
Yeah.
it connects to the vehicle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of
Full
got
card.
some, what do you call it, elastic straps or something that kind of
Hmm. I've seen those.
some go up underneath the bumper and some go over the top of the little hatch he had flipped up.
Yeah.
No, I've had pop-up campers. I know all about those deals. So no, it's not built into the back of it. It was a tent that he bought that would work with it. That
Yep.
tent would work with a lot of vehicles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a generic tent that you can hook to the back of your car.
It just hugs the
lots of
back
different
end of your
cars.
car.
Yeah, it just hugs
Yeah.
the back
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
Yep.
So
It's kind of like Johnny's car when he deploys the parachute.
I don't have a parachute.
It was a come on, Johnny. It was because Johnny goes so fast. Come on.
I need a parachute because at 150 in the quarter, you have to have a parachute, and I can almost run 150 to the eighth. So,
Wow.
but anyway, yeah. If at the track, I'm supposed to have a parachute. Whenever I race at a drag strip, I'm supposed to have one, but I don't. So, anyway.
Would you want me to send you one of my little, guys that the army man that's got the little parachute on it, so so you can go.
I
Yeah,
actually
That would be so hilarious.
I actually like not having a parachute because it makes my car not look fast. It makes my car look, if I don't have a parachute, I look slow. And I like that look.
Perception increases reality. If they see a parachute, they know you're fast. If they don't see a parachute, they think you're slow.
Right. There you go.
Well, I'll find you one of those parachute army guys, and I'll send it to you. Then you can tell the officials, yeah, I got a parachute.
I got a parachute.
Hey, guess what? I know. Guess who is listening in? For a fact, I know they're listening in because they're like Siri, and they send me stuff by text that I'm talking about here. And this is what Brian had on the back of his vehicle.
Hello, Brian.
No, it's not Brian.
No.
This was sent by Christine up in South
Oh.
Dakota. So
Hi,
I can tell you who is listening. Yes, Teresa.
Somebody's listening.
You knew it. Teresa got it. She knew who it was.
Yeah.
So
But
your pit crew.
that's what it is. You can see the little SUV in the front there.
Yeah.
And that thing is it's not attached to the car. It just kind of folds around it, and
It allows you to
use
access
elastic
the
straps
car
to hold
and
it,
the tent at the
bungees and
same
stuff. Huh?
It just allows you to access the car and the tent from each other at the same time. That's it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And Brian actually brought like a mattress off one of his beds there where he's I think it was like a futon bed or mattress or something like that. That's what he brought and put in the back of his camper. There she is. Howdy, howdy.
Good night, Faith.
Woman Outdoors, LB, has one of those
Yep.
that she uses.
I could see it being kind of handy and everything, except for, if you got a camper, that's even handier.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
Yep.
And I can tell you it stormed pretty bad down there where my deer camp is, because I've got 3 cameras down there and a tree fell in front of one of them.
Uh-huh.
So I'm sure, I've got my cameras are sending me photos, and one of them got a tree down in front of it. So,
Wow.
what's the odds of you have 3 cameras out in the wood, just randomly out in the woods, and of those 3, a tree falls in front of one of them in a storm? So that tells me there's probably a lot of trees down there.
Little ant.
Which bites, because that's a lot of chainsaw work.
I hope
The cattle made it through the storm just fine, Lori.
that's good.
But what I did with the cattle is I moved them all into the woods for the storm.
Ah,
I wanted them to have cover, and I didn't want them to just have single trees in a field to stand under. Because the field that they were in, it was just single big trees here and there that they could get under, and that's a lightning magnet right there. So I moved them into the big woods. So
that's cool. Well.
well. I know you're sitting there looking at the time. You're going.
So how was your food at the place that y'all went to eat?
Which place?
The Mexican place.
Johnny's biased. He had.
I've had Jose's,
so he's kind of biased.
So since I've had Jose's, I kind of compare everything to Jose's.
Right.
For Tex-Mex, I guess it was okay. It's not world famous, so if Mike's out there, it's not world famous. I'm telling you.
It's not Jose's.
Yeah. Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
So, but I can tell you that the place that we went on Thursday night was really good. They had really good catfish at that place.
Nice.
So that was Captain John's, I guess, is what
we decided not to do Thursday this meetup, and
hey, Wendy,
I have decided that I'm not doing that again. We're going to do Thursday from now on because we like doing the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing. Like 10 Killer seemed like it was almost a week long, and not in a bad way. Like when you're. I want to say it just drug on forever. But it felt like we were there for quite a bit, and I liked that. It felt
like a vacation,
and it felt like a good long, decent like week-long vacation,
like a vacation with your friends,
right? But Mid America seemed like
it went so fast.
It's just boom, and it's over, and we're going back home. It's like, what? The only difference was we didn't do Thursday. That's the only thing different about like the timing of it was 10 Killer we did Thursday, and Mid America we didn't. I'm like, well, that solves it right there. We're doing Thursday from now on.
Yeah, you need to come down to Pinecone Fest on Thursday.
Yeah. Well, didn't we? No, we did Friday on Pinecone, didn't we?
No, I thought we did Thursday.
Did we do Thursday?
So Johnny, who's doing the Pinecone Fest?
That would be Julie and Randy. Heard that outdoors is what their channels are called. His has Heard That Outdoors, and hers has Heard That. Heard like HERD. And but we told them, see, here's the deal. Julie and Randy almost didn't do it this year. They were talking about not even doing it at all. They had already basically talked themselves out of doing it and everything. And we talked them back into it. Us and Jesse and Lisa and everybody that, was in on that conversation. We talked them back into it and told them that we would help them in every single way possible, whether it be cooking or bringing stuff or helping them get the word out, on all our lives and stuff like that. We would help them with all that stuff. I have no idea who that is, Wendy. So anyway, so they, they're gonna do it. So, and we're happy about that. We're happy that they're gonna have it again. See, the thing is they need help with it. It's a lot of work if it's just a couple of people doing it. And we do it right because we do it with a committee. We have a lot of people that are all vested in it and everything, and they will, everybody steps up. Everybody helps and stuff like that. And so we said, everybody I know of that was on our committee said, yeah, we'll jump in there and we'll make this thing work and stuff like that. And I think that they're going to do the dinners like we did, which is Thursday night have somewhere to go eat, Friday night have somewhere to go eat.
Yes, David is Come On Mountain.
Okay.
I didn't know his last name.
So anyway, I had no idea. Tin Killer is my defiant goal for next year. I'm hooked on folks' positive my life. I'm a
Screwy kind of way.
So Troy,
Troy,
I'm glad. Looking forward to seeing you again. I didn't get to talk to you near as much as I wanted to. So
that was just about everybody. I didn't get to talk to anybody as much as I wanted to.
Hey, there's Lauren. Man, you got people coming in.
I know.
Right?
Almost 3 hours in, and there's still people coming in. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, Lauren.
Did Lauren ever make it?
yes.
Yeah. While you were gone.
While you were
While
gone.
you were gone.
She came
And left
before you got
came back.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing. I saw the book. I saw the sign-ins on the book, and I was going, well, where are they? Where are they? Or where are they? And because I was, I left early Saturday morning, came back that afternoon at 4:00. So these folks must have came in between when I came in, when I left, and then when I came back, they were already gone. So they made like part of a Saturday out of it, I guess you'd call it.
Well, a lot of people were afraid of the storms coming in. So that's why some of them left before.
Well.
Hi, Mama.
Yeah, Christine wasn't there, Lauren. She didn't make it at all. And I went to an auction on Saturday. Well, that one needs to go away.
I gotta get over here.
They left around 3 to beat the storms home.
Yep. She says, "Sure, sorry, Johnny. Sure hated missing you and Christine."
Yeah. I wish Christine could have made it to that, but I understand what was going on with her and everything and why she didn't.
Maybe I reported it.
Thank you.
So yeah, thank you guys, the mods, for taking get her whack-a-mole on whack-a-mole. Yeah. So
Well, Johnny, I had to leave early because of the fact that I got too hot and I had to get the AC, and my dog Faith was getting too hot, so we both went back to the hotel. So I mean, I was still there. It's just 5 miles away.
yeah, you were there, but 5 miles away.
So I'm sorry I did miss you, sir.
Oh, well, we'll have to make up for it, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I hear a JL's trip coming.
Yeah, I hear a JL's trip coming or something.
Yeah.
JL's meetup because I haven't been there yet.
Yeah, the JL's meetup. I think Brian's coming back in March. I think Brian's going to come back.
He's
The
back
Vineyard
again.
Farmhouse.
He's under a different name.
Huh?
I said Dingaling was showing back up. He's in a different name.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be Gixmo, all kinds of different numbers.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, he's coming back in March. That's my birthday month, and he wants to come back and hang out with us again. So he's going to come back in March over here to the farm. And Bill just left this morning. So Bill was here, my Alaska. So I had the Vineyard Farmhouse was here before the meetup, and then Bill was here after the meetup. So
Yeah. Leave early because of the storm. Yeah, his ride had a 23. Yeah, Greg and David Moffat.
yeah. I think that's my first time to meet David Moffat. It was my first time to meet Troy. I did get to actually see those folks. I shook a lot of hands, gave a lot of hugs.
Mm-hmm.
But
I got to surprise Troy Sutton, and he got to surprise me with Ace. That was something.
I missed her.
yeah, I didn't see Ace either. So
I got to see her.
Huh?
I got to see her after Amy. I think I saw her before Amy and all that incident with her and Troy. And Lynette, are you talking about like to charge your cell phone? Are you talking about major outlet type
I think
thing?
he's talking about like the Blue Yetis or the big portable power stations.
Okay.
Milwaukee got us through our little power outage last night.
Yeah.
When are you going to get them to sponsor you, Chris?
I'm trying every chance I get.
I know. I've tagged him in a few.
No, like with the storm last night, our power got knocked out till almost 2 this morning. But I had a light in here. I had a light in there. Faith had a fan, and I have 2 little deals that slide onto the battery chart or the hook onto the Milwaukee batteries, and you can plug a USB in there to charge your phones.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we were good. We went to bed, got up this morning, and the power was back on.
Well, the power went out here about 6 or 7 times last night or yesterday evening. I should say yesterday evening. It was all around that 7 o'clock time frame whenever that storm rolled through here.
Right.
And but it always would just go off for 30 seconds or so and then flicker right back on, and here it was.
No.
So
ours was what, 5:30 ish?
Yeah, about 5:25.
And it didn't come back on till right at 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was off.
Now there was a tornado close to here.
Yeah.
Because there was a ton of damage right down here on the river, and the river is close. I mean, it's right over here. Sparrowhawk got most of it, and then Highway 100 got it, and which is not terribly far from Tenkiller, where we were down at the lake. But yeah, but I saw quite a bit of damage driving over to the cattle. It's just we didn't have a lot of damage here, and we had a little, not much. No structural damage, just tree damage.
Well, I was
I
trying.
did.
I sent you a text, Mr. Johnny, about the weather coming, and then your pit crew picked up on it from Facebook and then tagged you in on that one.
Right. So were you the one that sent me the text?
Affirmative.
I had no idea who sent me that. I was like,
I see where
I don't have your name in my phone, and all of a sudden I just got a text about weather from a random number, and I'm like, okay.
They called me. Yeah, that was me. That was me.
All right. Well, now what I need to do is I need to go back in here
And save.
and save it. So
Is it
yeah,
Northeast Oklahoma?
did you send the KTLX Super Res Reflectivity from OKWX?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's Chris. All right, hang on, let me save that. Hold on.
Hold on, y'all.
And Johnny, did you get my text?
I got a text saying, "Can I call you?" And I saw it like 3 hours after you sent it.
Okay.
So
it's okay. I was trying to figure out a way to get away from the toll roads.
Oh,
that's what I was trying to do. And
what you need to do whenever you do you're using your map on your phone. Is that how you're getting around?
Yes.
You can go in there and there's a setting for avoid tolls.
Okay.
And you just click avoid tolls, and then it'll take you where there are no tolls. It'll get you the.
So I finally got where I could get towards Tin Killer, and that's the way we went. So it took a whole lot longer for me to get across there.
Well, but there's most of the time my avoiding tolls is like 5 minutes difference. It's not a whole lot. Like going to this You Follow meetup. Well, avoiding tolls was just not a whole lot. Not a lot different. But then, see, I went up to Kansas on Saturday, and I avoided tolls going up there. So we went some wild ways going to Kansas, I can tell you. It was pretty scenic. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't any roads I'd ever been on. Let's just say it like that.
Yep.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, Lauren.
Yep. Christy Bayou Back 40. Yeah, we mentioned her before. Yep. And Lori Carp is in. Hello, Lori.
Hey, Lori.
Hey, Lori.
Well.
Well.
Oh, there she goes.
That was 25 minutes ago.
I know, that was 25 minutes ago, I guess.
Yeah, you did that yeah. I know, you're looking at that clock. You're taking medicine there.
So, Lori, prepping for heaven. Are you going live after this, or what? Yay or nay, Miss Lori?
But yeah, these
Wendy jumped out of bed because a dang tick was crawling on her. You probably got it from one of them leaf piles down there at the Mid-America YouTube meetup.
I tell you what, those pile leaves were everywhere, and I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you leave them? Like, I don't know.
Chris, I'm with you on that deal. Whoever's taking care of that place down there, they're kind of like whoever's taking care of the poison ivy at Tin Killer. Not doing their job.
Dumping a bucket of hammers.
I tell you what, I was like, man, I'm sure there's a time when there's nobody here in the late winter, when there's nobody at this park. Throw a match down on them. Just
Yep.
it'll come up really nice and pretty and green
Oh yeah.
and everything. And
There's so many people that do control burns like that in the winter, and it makes a really good difference for like their soil chemistry and stuff. Come on now.
Well, Chris,
Burn
I got you in here now, so I won't be like, who in the world is that?
Who is
Well,
trying to
what
tell
it
me
does,
about the weather?
what it does when I send out
Good night,
videos.
Mama.
Good night, Mama. Is that when I send videos out, it puts that little, I don't know, whatever it is, says at the bottom, and all that jazz, which don't worry about what it says at the bottom. Just look at the radar picture, hit play, so you can see where the storms are compared to y'all or to whomever I'm sending it to. And then I follow up trying to post it on Facebook as well for individuals, or who, it was trust me, it was quite busy.
Yeah.
It was quite
Yeah,
busy.
there was quite a bit of stuff going on. There was, I mean, like I said, it hit Fort Gibson, which is on the way to Tahlequah. So a tornado hit there, and then it hit here, or not right here, but right over there here. And so it was kind of spooky. But we got, oh yeah, I got a text from Nana Lisa,
Mhm.
Nana, 9 Acre Family Farms, and they are good over there. They said that they came out pretty good, no damage, just a few small limbs. We ended up with 6.5 inches of rain in 2 days there on their place.
That's a lot of water.
Yeah, we got quite a bit here too. The Illinois River is absolutely flooded right now, so it's rolling.
I
But
got 0 here at the house.
really,
Well, I wasn't here. I was down there at Mid America, but I can check my weather station here at the house.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Bill, he went to Pennsylvania, which is where his folks live. He's visiting with them for a few days, and then he's headed back to Alaska. And Brian probably is back. He should be getting back. I don't know if tomorrow's the day he's going back home from Bar Run Forge. I think he went from here to Bar Run Forge, Troy's place up there in Ohio. So he should be getting, I don't know, maybe he's getting home tomorrow. But Jesse and Lisa got home this evening.
Oh, okay.
So, yep. So I think everybody's getting there, the ones
pretty
who
close to
traveled
back
quite a
home.
ways. Yeah.
Did Jason and Tara already leave back home? Okay.
They did. They were on Sergeant's Talk, or he was on Sergeant's Talk TV
Okay.
earlier.
Yeah, we got them, Lori. We got them.
So
they did quite a bit of damage to a few farms over there. Nothing in town, but some of the farms outside of town going towards Stillwell. Now Stillwell got hit too. Had a tornado in Stillwell, so that's about all the little towns over here got. Fort Gibson, Tahlequah, and Stillwell are almost in a line across there. So,
Wow.
yeah, it scared the bejeebus out of me because obviously, Johnny, I've never been to y'all's place, but when you and Christy commented on the Facebook post, it was like, that's where our farm is. I was like, oh, great.
yeah. What you had, what was circled in there was almost exactly where the cattle are. So, I drove through there, and there were several like buildings. I mean, structures that were down over there. But in our place, what I found was some broke off trees. That's about it.
Okay.
Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors. Hello.
Hey, Gary.
Hello.
Hi, Gary.
So you can't shut it down now. We got brand new people coming.
No, it can be shut down. Well,
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 Just, just wait. Hold on. Just
Yeah.
hold on.
hold on is the very beginning. Hold on. And then now it's like, well, guys.
that's
Oh
how you
my.
know she's getting tired. When
Yeah.
She's like, well,
Well,
That's a deep
guys.
subject, Amy.
Do what?
That's a deep subject.
Yeah, it is.
Wet.
Very deep. Yes. Very deep subject.
yeah, I think we've got like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We got pretty good chances of rain. I mean,
Yep.
mhm.
so tomorrow is supposed to be our hottest day. It looks like about
It
85
doesn't
degrees.
bode well for racing on Saturday if we're gonna have rain all weekend. But you know those guys at Willsey, they'll just light the whole darn track on fire, and that'll fix everything.
Yeah, they'll just go out there
Yeah.
and pour diesel on the track and
Yes.
light it on fire and everything. And I'm like, that diesel's got oil residue, right? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Again.
good, man.
Like you said, there's not a whole lot of IQ out there on that track. I died laughing when you said that. I was like, you're
Well,
probably not exactly wrong, okay? They're driving a golf cart up and down the track with 2 leaf blowers duct taped to the side.
they were trying.
Dear Lord, somebody.
I mean, I'll give them
Yes.
an A for effort on
Oh
the
yeah,
whole
for
thing,
sure.
but the method, I'm going to give them a F on the method.
So, Amy, where does not for Ginger and Joey? Where do they do they live in North Georgia, South Georgia?
North.
I don't know. I've never been there.
They live in North Georgia.
Because right now there's currently a tornado warning and tornado watch in Georgia in the north. There's actually 2 tornado warnings.
Just north of Atlanta.
That's where it's at.
Oh, wow.
The 2 red boxes are tornado warnings.
I think that they're a little bit behind those, like more toward the west.
Okay. Well, if they're west, they're just in the tornado warning. So
Yeah, they're a little
Yes,
west of
Lorna.
your little those little boxes right there. I need to look at my radar and see. All right, so I see Kentucky, Atlanta. Oh yeah, they're in a storm right there.
yeah.
I can see the storm. Let me look. All right, here we go. We're going to pull the Ryan Hall y'all deal.
Right, huh? Max velocity.
Not for nothing. Ginger and Joey's place is close. Well, their PO box is in Talking Rock, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
It's in where?
Talking Rock, Georgia.
Rock, Georgia.
Yeah, I just got a text from Christine saying the same thing. So you know who's still listening? You got lurkers. You got lurkers.
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 Oh no.
Well.
Talking Rock. I get confused. Okay, so I gotta find out where the heck Talking Rock is on Georgia map, so I can check and get the right radar.
Yeah, it's a little. It's kind of small.
Just a minute, Faith.
And R&W Farmstead is also in Georgia.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tony.
Tony.
Yep.
Well,
I got my map. Ouch.
Oh
Got
man.
my address thing out.
Okay, so there. Okay. So yeah, there you see.
Yeah, and Derek Fowler.
Okay, so they're just north of the tornado warning. But they're still
Really?
getting heavy rain.
Yeah, there's heavy. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of rain going through that whole area.
Because
Wow.
Yeah, Jasper's pretty close to them.
Yeah,
I know that.
right up there at the top, they're at about 12 o'clock if you imagine on a clock. But yeah, they're just north. I mean, you know.
Mm,
Okay.
yeah.
Because I'm waiting for it also to get to so yes, I tend to watch and send out warnings and stuff to those who I can, or if I don't have their contact, then I do it on Facebook. So
Greg and Gina are in southern Georgia.
Southern
You
Georgia.
know what, Greg and Gina. They said Derek Fowler. Derek and Gina.
Oh, Derek and
Derek.
Gina. Oh,
Well,
Derek and Gina. Sorry.
right now, everything is north of Atlanta and stretching up to Greenville, South Carolina, and actually up to Johnson City, North Carolina. But the severe stuff is stretching from North Georgia all the way back southwest towards Alabama and a little part of Mississippi. Are you yawning?
What was Greg and Gina's?
Did you yawn?
Yes,
Did
I
you
was.
yawn?
That's why I said.
Did
That's
you
why I said,
yawn?
well.
It's your live.
I
You
know,
can't
and that's
yawn
why I
on your
said,
live.
well.
See, if you'd have been sleeping in a tent, you wouldn't have been yawning.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know. That would have woke me up
I
pretty
mean,
quick.
all you had to do is just continue to sleep. I mean,
No, no.
I
Yeah.
was sleeping just fine.
What's up with the yawns?
I got woke up for nothing.
Well, that's what.
And then I got to sit in the car for an hour and then go back to the same stinking tent and go right back to bed.
And then get woken up at 6 o'clock with your alarm. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't get, I'm slacking on my moderating for Gary's channel. Sorry about that, Gary. Let me get that paste. There we go. There we go.
I'm going to say goodnight. My iPad's about to not be charged anymore.
Good night.
All right.
Hug,
Good night,
Rebecca.
Rebecca.
Good night. Hug. Love you all.
Love you too.
Bye.
And then I got to get back over to Gary so I can click I lost everything. Come here.
But yeah, Greg and Gina's channel, the one that was traveling with David Moffat. What was their channel's name?
Something with G&G.
Something with G&G.
Yeah.
Gary, you got a new subscriber now.
It didn't actually have Greg and Gina in the name. It was just G&G. It was something about traveling or something with G&G.
Lauren is over it.
Yeah, she says kind of over it. We will be live in the morning at 9 o'clock.
I will
y'all.
be at work in the morning.
So,
well,
I might jump on there. We'll see. I'll see how busy we are tomorrow. I might be able to jump on there.
Oh,
it's kind of nice being like semi-management. It's kind of cool, actually.
Well, if I ever get a Blackstone grill, I know who I'm going to be.
I got you.
I'm going to be making a.
There it is. On the road with G&G.
On the road with
G&G.
G&G.
It was something like that.
Are you really
So
going to be
Chris,
cooking?
you need to patent that deal.
I've got an email into the patent office.
Oh, then I better
Well,
hurry
did
up
you?
and get one
Where'd you
before the
get the
price
information
goes
from?
up.
It's just on the internet.
Oh,
Everything's on the internet now.
yeah.
There
Well,
ain't no
you got to
nu-
make sure
there
that
ain't
you're
no
sending
nu-
it to
there
the right
ain't no number
people.
to call at all.
Yeah,
It's
you got to
just-
make sure that you're sending it to the right people.
If you
Well,
can
I'll say this much:
Yeah,
everything on
because
the internet.
that thing has value.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
You know, he actually sold one.
Yeah, I sold
the
Yeah,
meetup.
I know he did.
Mm-hmm.
He'd sell another one if I had a Blackstone.
Well,
Yeah. So how much are you selling them for, Chris? If I buy a
I
Blackstone,
sold that one to Terry at TNT for $40,
mm-hmm.
and he was happy just
Yeah.
instantly. He's like, "Oh yeah, do it now."
Yep.
I'm like, okay.
so
Yep.
$40.
I always undercut myself usually on price on everything. Everybody's like, "Oh, that's way too low." I'm like, "Well, I don't like gouging people. I always feel like I am, no matter what." So I
Well,
suck at that. When I was doing fences and stuff, that I was always under what everybody thought I should be, but I was making money, so I was happy about it. So,
and that's the same with me. Whenever I was doing dozer work and stuff like that, I was making money at it,
right.
and a lot of people were a lot higher than I was doing the same exact thing, but I was still making money.
I was still making money, so I'm like, all
It's
right,
like they must really be making money, because I was making money.
yeah.
But
I just don't like gouging people like that. Like, if I'm making a little bit of money, like I'm in the black, I'm in profitable. I'm happy with that. I'm not trying to just kill somebody's budget for the month. You know.
right,
so do I need to go ahead and put my order in now?
You're not trying to make a living on each individual customer.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, that thing has value. And I was talking to Tony and me and Jesse, and we were kind of discussing it and everything. And $40 would be a good price for that thing, if you were to market it and be able to sell it and stuff like that, because that's a nice piece. And
I made that with scrap
I know.
from our duct work at work. It's 26 gauge steel sheets, and
Mhm.
I took an 8-inch piece, 30 inches long, and beveled the edges and cut 1 inch off, folded it up, and put the little hook on the top, and that was that.
Yeah.
It takes about 10 minutes. I had the guy time me making one, and
Mhm.
from the steel sitting in the scrap pile to me cutting it out and folding it and done, it takes me probably a little less than 15 minutes.
Yeah, that that could be a pretty good little deal for you.
Side gig?
I'm just saying, could happen.
Yep. So I guess we'll see what the patent people say.
Yeah, because if somebody else, I'm surprised nobody's made it yet.
Right.
I mean, I'm surprised it's not for sale on the Blackstone at the Blackstone aisle, or at the because we went into Walmart and there was a whole bunch of things that you buy for Blackstones, and I'm surprised that that's not something that somebody's made and had out there,
Yeah.
because those things are just oil leaking dude. I mean, that like
And that little cup they send with it it's never good. Like, it's never enough. And then once it gets full, it's
just rolling over.
Yes.
And trying to take it out of the little cup that it sits in, because you got the little tinfoil one that sits in the actual metal one that slots in that little slot. You try and take that tinfoil one out of the main one, and you're spilling half of it all over yourself usually, and it's hot, and it's a nightmare.
Right.
Annabore just got here. Hello, Annabore.
Howdy, Annabore. So yeah, it's got value. I'll tell you what I made a long time ago. I used to have Rottweilers, and Rottweilers are hard on chains. So, and all you people out there in the chat that are going to hate on me for having a dog on a chain, it's because I didn't want my every farm animal we had dead. Because Rottweilers will kill every single living thing that's out there. If they can get a hold of it, they'll kill it. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That includes other dogs, small dogs, cats. They killed shit. They killed goats. They killed. I mean, they were just killers. Anyway, so what we did, because our Rottweiler would hit the end of that chain every single time, like he had never hit the end of it before, like he didn't even know he had a chain on. I mean, when he ran at something, it's not like he ran kind of to the end of the chain and then stood there and pulled against it and barked at stuff. No, he ran and hit that thing like it was going to break his neck every single time. And whenever he did, he would eventually break the chain. I mean, the chain, you know, it can only take so many hits.
Yeah, they're not made for that kind of.
No, they're made. They can pull, but it's got to be a slow pull.
They can take tension, but not abrupt.
Right.
They're more for static than you know. Action.
So what I did was I took a piece of pipe about that long, and I filled that dude up with valve springs from out of an engine, like the pipe's about that big around. I had valve springs that were the same diameter as that pipe, and I took and put eye bolts in both sides with big industrial washers inside there. So what happened was, it pulled against those valve springs inside there, so it was a cushion. You see what I'm saying? Because you had an eye bolt on this end, an eye bolt on this end, going in through these caps. I put caps on the end of both ends of this pipe, put it in there, and there were springs in there, and it would pull against those springs. So whenever he would hit the end of it, it was just, springs that he was pulling against. And that worked pretty good. And I wanted to sell that. I wanted to actually get a patent for that, but I never did. I've seen the guys do just the springs and stuff like that, but this thing seemed to be better than that to me, because it was all self-contained and they didn't get tangled up in it like they do the spring deals.
On the side note, the good news is the tornado warnings in Georgia have been canceled.
Nice.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got a lot of rain and wind. I'm answering Annabor's question. We got a lot of wind and rain. At one point, we got little small hail, but it didn't last very long. And then we lost power about 5:25 and didn't get it back till 2:00 in the morning. So, yeah. That's how we.
So we wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Wasn't that bad. I can handle a little known electricity.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that bad? Wasn't that bad?
Wasn't bad at all.
Could have been sleeping in that tent just sawing logs.
I was too.
Man, I felt like a drill sergeant.
I was sleeping good too. I was out. She's like, we gotta go to the car. I'm like, why?
Yeah, they were all half asleep. Like, what's going on? I'm like, we gotta get out of here.
I really thought about laying there after everybody left. I was like,
close the door.
I could just zip the door back shut and lay here. And
you should have, Chris.
And then I looked over at Corbin. I was like, well, dang. If it wasn't for Corbin, I probably would have. I was like, no. Corbin needs to get the stupid car.
So does
Right.
where was that come from? That was weird. Hey, so does Trey from our Louisiana Life? Does he just disappear or what?
He's currently in Mississippi right now at a school, and he comes back tomorrow night and then goes to work. Back to work. He's been in school Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so he'll come back to and go back to work Thursday for day shift. So, but yeah.
He put out a video today. Yeah, I was wondering if he just didn't do lives anymore or come on lives because man, there for a while I saw him like on every live there was, and now I don't ever see him on live anymore.
Yeah. He's two weeks behind on bunny videos. I'll say that.
Do what? Do what?
He's 2 weeks behind on the verbal agreement that we have between
For
he and I
Bunny.
for Bunny the cow that he.
Bunny the cow.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He's got a girl cat named Boy or a boy cat with a girl name and a cow named Bunny. Probably got a rabbit somewhere named Moo Cow. That place is all kinds of jacked up, isn't it?
Well, it is Louisiana.
All right. Hey, I heard like a quarter of that state's below sea level. Who does that? Who makes a state below sea level that's on the coast? That doesn't sound very smart to me.
Well, why do you think it's all swampland?
Yeah, I just saw a video of a lightning bolt dead center of a police car from the storms. Yep, that was in Oklahoma.
Newcastle Police Department.
And
Yep.
they say you're safe in a car because it's got rubber wheels and it's not grounded. Bull spit. I seen it. It just struck that ground right there, and it didn't care if the car was in the way or not.
Yeah.
Lightning. It does not matter if you're grounded or not. If that lightning is going to go wherever it wants, and it doesn't matter if there's a big wide open field of nothing.
You remember that tree that got struck over there at the farm that had my deer stand in it?
Mm-hmm.
I had so many people tell me that lightning does not come from above. It always comes from the ground. Up.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it was comment after comment after comment of lightning comes from the ground and goes up to the sky.
What?
Well, there's this little phenomenon called cloud to cloud lightning. Explain that one if it only comes up. What about cloud to cloud?
So they were explaining to me how the lightning went right up my stand and then right out the top of the tree is how they said that it happened. And I was like, well.
I just Googled it. And it says, yes, lightning can strike from the ground up, also known as ground to cloud or upward lightning.
But that doesn't mean that that's the only thing it does.
Yeah.
I've seen, what is it? Oh, crap. It's on YouTube. The high-speed guys, the slow-mo guys. They actually went to, there's this one country somewhere that is, at a certain time of year, is like the lightning capital of the planet. It's ridiculousness how much lightning happens in this one little week in this one country. It's like this perfect storm, and it's just, you can set your clock off of it. There's going to be a lightning show. It happens every year around the same time, blah, 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 the whole nine. So the slow-mo guys wanted to get some high-speed footage of lightning because lightning looks cool on photographs. It just does. And when they got these 1 million plus frames per second super phantom cameras, it can look really, really cool. So they went over there, and I don't remember what country it was. It doesn't matter. But they took some really, really high speed footage of the lightning show. And yes, occasionally you can see where one starts up here and it starts like, and they did it so slow mo that you could see the lightning doing this number and watch it go down. And then before it hits the ground, you see a little piece come up and meet it. So it.
And I think that's more. I think that's more along the lines of what actually happens.
Yeah.
I think that because
it's an arc. So yes, it comes from both sides and arcs together, but it's just one's moving a whole lot faster than the other one.
Well, electrons are mostly in the sky, okay, and it's because of shear and stuff like that. You got the cloud, the clouds and stuff like that, and you got the shear, and it creates that electricity. Let's just put it that way. But I agree that it's just like this, Chris. If you have a spark plug and you've got, it fires, it will meet. You can see it meet. Like if you took a slow enough picture of a spark plug, you can see it meet from both sides. You can see the spark meet from the electrode and from the strap. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably what they're saying. It's kind of one of them chicken or egg deals. Okay,
Right.
It's exactly that. Because
Exactly.
a lot of people will go, well, it comes from the ground. Well, yes, there's so much pull from that lightning that's coming down
that it pulls some. Yeah, I got you.
I sound smart for a race car driver. So let me tell you something, Gary. Race car drivers have got to be pretty smart because, well, good ones got to be pretty smart. Let's just put it that way. The arc jumps between. There you go. So I outsmarted the fastest guy at the track the other day. I got in his head, or at the street race. I got in his head. So the arc jumps between, right? Well,
you started it
I know.
at 10:40, and then 20 minutes later at 11. Now here we are, another 40 minutes later at 11:40.
Yep. Well, I do have to go now because
it's almost tomorrow.
Yeah, it's almost tomorrow, and me and Lauren have a live in the morning.
Oh, please.
She is making dog treats. Dog treats.
Yes, Robin. That's what I'm watching.
Yeah.
So and Wendy is like, yeah.
Yeah. I know. I have been live for 3 hours and 37 minutes. So
that ain't even our longest one.
No, it's not.
And I bought a box of 22 shells, and look at that one.
Ooh.
What in the world?
What the crap?
Yeah. They owe me one.
Right?
Golly.
Y'all have a good night.
Good night.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming up.
I mean, it won't be no tent or nothing, but I guess it'll do.
What?
You said have a good night.
Oh, yeah. I won't be waking them up because I don't have to go out to the car. I'm in my house now, so yeah.
Johnny, I thank you for saving my number. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I got you there, Chris. I won't be like, who dat?
Right?
Who dat?
Hold on.
Hold on.
All right. Good night.
Stay safe.
Yep.
Good night, everyone.
We're ending.
We are ending it. Good night.
Well, that's the laser.